Who doubt? Why are you not at CNC Cybered anymore? I miss that.
I don't.
It's so hard to remember, man.
You're the worst. I don't know why do you become so obsessed with that name?
Why not? That's a good name. It fully encompasses all of your involvement in esports. What is that breathing?
It's my disappointment with you.
Oh my god.
Although you are partially correct.
Alright, so for anyone actually already on the stream, for whatever reason, you're crazy fast, but also this is just going to be a chill stream. We're going to be doing some commentary and working on commentary. That's actually pretty much it. So if you actually want to play, feel free to join the channel Fear Dragon. Yeah, let's go with that. All one word.
Okay, well now you've told that to the first nobody who tuned in the first 10 seconds.
Okay, well somebody will open up the VOD, see that they could have joined the channel Fear Dragon, and then realize, oh man, I should have watched live, and then they'll watch live next
I really hope that nobody ever watches this VOD.
Alright. Cool beans, I think we're all set. So we're actually going to be opening up, guys, with two really great players. I've actually been waiting a long time to try and get these guys available to cast, so I won't even spoil it. We'll kind of jump into the game and find out who exactly we're going to be watching. So let's go ahead and get this game started. Actually, I'm going to remake the lobby. I don't actually like this map.
Or do you want to... It seems so weird that you cannot change the map from the lobby. Like, why is that not a thing?
Leave the lobby. Leave the lobby.
I did. Okay, maybe I didn't quit.
There we go.
Now I left the lobby.
Alrighty.
Okay. You want to go ahead and explain what things are going on just for anyone who's currently, like, immediately jumping on that Twitch
No.
tweet?
No.
You're not even going to explain it? So people are going to tune in and they're going to have no information?
The information will be apparent as soon as they end up seeing who's playing. They'll be like, oh my god, Scarlet is not playing today.
Oh, Flash is not playing.
Wow, I just used that joke. It's actually not funny the second time you use it.
No, I thought we were just going to go through every single StarCraft 2 player and just check them all off the list.
We actually weren't going to start until we went through every single player, in fact.
This is what we rehearsed. Why are you changing it now?
Hey, what's up, T-Jock? You're
just say
what is this?
T-Jock?
T-Jockus. Dude, T-Jockus is awesome. Don't knock T-Jockus.
I didn't actually realize that his name was T-Jock.
What?
Like, I knew the name had a T at the beginning and there was other stuff after it, but I never realized it was T-Jock as T-Jockus.
Okay. I'm really excited. First of all, we're going to be jumping into the game, so don't worry, guys. We're going to be jumping into the first game. Thanks to these very special guests that we actually have playing. We'll give shout-outs to them and where you can find them on Twitter, etc. later on. But, yeah, we're just going to be doing some chill casting, just some practice casts, so nothing super special or anything, and
Why is my StarCraft
nothing super
not
official.
loading?
Huh?
So I was alt-tabbed out.
Is it completely
that's
black?
the map. No. I was alt-tabbed out and it wasn't letting me go back to it. So.
Got it. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get this game started as we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Who is it, Cyber?
In the bottom left corner, we have the Blue Protoss, player number 1. All of my hotkeys are different. I can't.
And up at the top right-hand corner, we have the Red Zerg player 2. Now, for those who don't know, these are, in fact, insane AIs.
Okay, I think.
Are you okay?
Oh. I can't change my hotkeys mid-game.
Oh! Oh! It's on slow right now. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, how did you do this?
Can I not change this?
Um,
Oh no!
are you set to referee?
I should be, but I can't change it. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I've tried like everything possible. I cannot do this. We're just gonna remake it.
All right.
All right, so good start.
Successful start.
This is going well. All right.
I don't know what any of the hotkeys for this layout are. I thought I knew them, but I don't.
Are you doing the WCS 2.0 overlay?
No, I'm doing Granja 1.4 because I dig that overlay.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I am just a big fan of the Game Hard overlay.
I am as well, but there are some things about it that I don't like.
Yeah. Are we doing what I think we're doing?
We are. T-Jox is really happy about this, and nobody else cares.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Now I have a bunch of awesome things because now the races aren't set to random. I can pick their builds. Oh my god! Okay, let's do this.
We can watch TVP all day.
Oh, okay, let's do this. Hold on. I'm gonna make this a super exciting game.
Is it just gonna be all in versus all in? Like 3 minutes long.
Don't ruin it. Don't look. Okay, guys, we're gonna be jumping into the game, finding out how this is gonna go. It's going to be an elite AI versus an elite AI. I don't have map intros. I felt like I was leading into a map intro. I've been casting too much Copa America. Or watching too much base trade. Hoi. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. As we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner on top of the blue Terran player, it is player 1.
And in the top right side, that's right, the map is Fruitland. TL. In the top right side, the northeast position, the red Protoss player 2.
And here's the thing, Cyber. I don't think that these AI will know about the lemons.
Will they care?
Well, I
mean, care about the lemons.
Well, I mean, there is a nice economic benefit to mining them, right?
I feel like mathematically, there kind of is, but it's one of those things that's like, at what point do you actually spend the time to get them? And then at that point in the game, because usually it's several minutes into the game, and it just doesn't matter. Wait, are we doing the thing? Because
I started it, but then it just didn't seem like we were doing it. So for those who don't know, again, this is like a practice cast. So we were just gonna try and practice like random commentary drills, like alternating and make sure we're not allowed to talk for more than like 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever like that. I think we agreed on 10 seconds, right?
Yeah, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Is about good.
Approximately.
Yeah. I was actually getting all of my overlay stuff set up if we wanted. I feel like if we go shorter than 10 seconds, we can't really say very much.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. It becomes a little bit too difficult if we do that. But regardless, Barracks going down for our blue Terran player as well as a gas opening.
It was indeed. I wasn't actually paying attention enough to know whether or not it was an 11 or 12 gas, specifically what. But we do, of course, have the Probe Scout.
Yeah, the Probe Scout going to move in over here. He's going to spot that gas geyser, but I really like that the AI actually checks for proxies at the natural. He actually scattered around for that.
Not particularly well, but I do want to call attention to the Sim City, which is currently going on in the Protoss base. It is absolutely insane.
That spacing. Okay, so here's the thing.
That spacing.
He can now actually, he's going to be setting himself up for marine kiting all around all these buildings.
Exactly. It's going to be so great. I just imagine the Ling Flood if this was a ZVP. Like, all of the Lings that could just get everywhere in this base without any trouble at all.
Well, here's the thing, okay? So in PvZ, yeah, there'd be Zerglings. But in this matchup, there's drops. And you don't have to worry about all your buildings being in one place.
What is this probe actually doing? This probe is pretending to check for, like, proxies. And at first it looked like it was going to be an expand. But it's not actually. He's kind of checking for proxies at a weird time. At any rate, we've of course got the double gas into factory for our Terran.
Yeah, double gas, and actually with the factor going down, this actually looks like it's going to be a fast starport build. I wonder if we'll end up seeing fast Banshees.
I don't even know if I can do this because I have no idea if the builds that are programmed into AI are at all relevant. But yes, a Dark Shrine did just go down.
Oh my god, there's a second starport going up Cybert. Oh, the probe comes in because there's no units for either of these players. Okay, there's a Zealot out.
There's a Zealot.
Oh my god.
We're really bad at this 10-second rule.
I'm better at it than you are.
You can't talk longer than 10 seconds, but you can definitely talk shorter.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because I was thinking it was like we had to talk for like.
Oh, no. It's all about rapid precision, man. Rapid precision.
I don't understand all.
Hey, what's up, Cav? What's up, Seth?
Our casting regiment. So yeah, it's dual. Okay, so he is going to be going into Tech Lab, which ordinarily you would think Banshees, and it is going to be Banshees. But let's not rule things out early with AI.
Yeah, it could be double medevac production for the Zero Marines on the map.
And not if he's going. Not if he's going Tech Lab. If he's going Tech Lab. He is actually going dual Banshee Tech Lab. I believe this is the Bomber AI variant, where you just go 18. Oh my gosh, the SimCity and Protoss is so good.
This is going to be a cloak battle versus a cloak battle. There's DTs and cloak Banshees.
And
who wins this?
A proxy pylon, so they're actually warping it in his main base, and he's not moving them anywhere.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god, the AI is so awesome.
Neither one of them has expanded at almost 7 minutes.
He wastes time going after the SCV. The SCV is juking and baiting these like Dark Templars. Oh my god.
But he doesn't even wait. Can they see stealth? Can AI like with the
I don't know.
AI?
Do the AI? I mean, like theoretically, they should be able to, right? If they're just elite AI.
No, I'm kind of referring to AI cheats. So in Command and Conquer, the brutal AI has vision of the
It's not cheating. Map. It's not cheating. There is specific AIs in StarCraft that you set to cheat, and these are not.
Yeah, I know that, but I was wondering if there was ones, if like the elite one just had really good stealth detection. Okay,
I think it does.
That's really nice.
But he doesn't actually have great micro. All of his Marines died to the DTs immediately.
And he just goes right outside of that scan range.
Oh my god! He doesn't have a missile turret.
The classic going, oh my gosh, these SCVs in front of the gas. I love that he's, instead of going to try to kill actual SCVs and do real damage, he's just attacking the orbital.
I mean, okay, here's the logic. If he kills the orbital, there's no more scans.
Yeah, it's like, technically that is true. AI having a really hard time actually deciding if he wants to mine, which is a bit of a problem because our Terran AI is down to 64 minerals.
Well, what he does have a lot of is Banshees, and he's gonna be able to go ham on the Protoss who has 2 Stalkers. That's his anti-air right now, Silas.
Fortunately for our Protoss AI, he does have the Observer, which means that if Cloak is activated, which was purchased earlier in this game, these 4 Banshees, with their terrible, terrible attacking, may end up dying to those Stalkers.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be really hard.
Oh my gosh, there's an Archon.
Even with an Archon, well, actually, I guess I'm factoring in Micro, which the AI has not demonstrated yet.
Exactly. You were thinking of this thing called focus firing and any sort of target priority, which the AI does not have. So unfortunately, the Observer isn't actually here to spot these Banshees.
Is he going to send it back? It's out in the middle of the map right now. He's not making another Observer. He has a Photon Cannon! Why does he have a Photon Cannon?
He's got it in the best position as well, of course, on the spawn position.
What is this?
Great.
What are these Banshees doing?
They're living. They are living their life.
Oh my god. Did he just juke his way? Oh, nope, not juking his way out of there.
I think he's out of range of the photon cannon's detection, though. He might be.
He could be killing these units right now, Cyber. He's not.
He could be. However, at the almost 11-minute mark, one Banshee does go down. A second one is going to be getting focused. It looks like a second Observer did pop, and the last Banshee goes down.
Oh my god, he just kept cycling back and forth. He was like a very confused person who's just like, oh my god, dude, I'm in a relay race. I need to pass a baton to somebody, but where are they? Where are they? Oh my god. Are you pinging?
I am pinging the map because one of the most important things I have ever seen is happening. Not only do we have the Marines killing the rocks, we also have the command center going down on the low ground. 11.5 minutes CC.
Well, I think it's going to work out quite nicely considering he just lost all of his Banshees. He's going to need some extra gas to replenish that Banshee count, especially with him getting stim.
Not loading or anything.
Oh.
The production tab for our Protoss player was completely empty for a couple of seconds there. He's now added on his Natural Nexus, standard 12-minute timing.
Yes.
He actually managed, because of the build he's going for, he managed to squeeze it out a few seconds early. That's really key.
Just especially, I mean, it's a pretty standard get 3 Archons, hold off the Banshees by letting your opponent regular move them into your army, and then grab a Nexus because you're running out of minerals in your main.
Like, literally, your main is starting to become exhausted before you think about taking your natural expansion. Very important. Now, we do have the classic Marine Marauder keep several Banshees at home build for our Terran player.
But most importantly, he's going to have siege tanks. So if he can just get up, 40 Vikings and 40 siege tanks, he can make his opponent really mad enough to quit.
Exactly. Everyone knows.
Is he pulling the boy? Okay, I thought he was pulling the
boys. Oh, I would have loved if he pulled the boys.
I was like, computers know how to pull the boys? Oh, man. Also, what's up, Fosta and Wellington?
But at the same time, I feel it's very important to get siege tanks in ZVP because you just think, these are really bad units versus Protoss, so I should get them.
Hey, don't tell that to H2O Mario, man, or Drunken Boy.
Actually, that's right. Drunken Boy did just win, like, an entire series, I believe, with going mech in ZVP, which is great because nobody ever does that. I mean,
they haven't for a long time. Like, it used to be the thing, but Widowmines have just become a huge replacement for Siege Tank these days. I have a lot of discussions.
Marauders are just good.
Marauders are pretty solid.
Protoss.
Oh my god, it's like the Husky song, right? Your Marauders turn toss to Groot. That's why you need to make Void Rays. Unfortunately, no Void Rays.
I guess that is the thing. I'm trying to remember, but oh, of course, the classic 1440 3rd CC. But
so okay, here's the thing, Cyber.
Properly saturate your natural.
In the context of this game, this 3rd expansion is ridiculous.
It's
but in the context of a normal game, this isn't actually that poorly timed of a 3rd.
Actually, no. For Terran, considering all that's happened, I mean, the DTs, the Banshee opening, this 3rd timing is pretty alright. It will be scouted immediately by our Protoss probe. Oh my gosh, I hope he kills the SCV. Oh, I would have loved that.
And a little bit of a group of Marauders. Actually, exactly enough to one-shot that probe. Really nice touch over there. Some really great control from our AI.
Exactly. Now, one thing that I do want to draw attention to is that +1 is currently on the way, which I wasn't actually sure if we were going to see any upgrades at all from these players.
Oh, these are elite AI, Cyber. These are the best of the best without cheating. So we are definitely going to be seeing some great plays, some great micro, some great macro out of these 2 players.
I mean, their macro throughout this game has been exceptional. At no point has either player been floating more than, say, 600, 700 gas.
Exactly. It's pretty much what I would expect out of a Gold League player that's also sitting on 1 base. But look at this. Big engagement happening. The Siege Tank siege is up.
Indeed. Now, all of the Banshees have been cleaned up. This Marauder line is getting decimated by the Archons.
It's going to be close.
Everything has been trashed.
Okay.
I mean, it's super close.
It was super close.
Super close.
It was so close. Hey, what's up, part 2? This may be an AI versus an AI.
This is not an AI versus an AI. Nobody believe Fear Dragon.
I mean, if it was an AI, it would say AI over here, but it just says player 1, player 2. So they're real people, okay? You don't need to be so offensive, part 2.
Fortunately, this isn't practice casting, as we do.
What is this 3rd expansion location? What is this 3rd location?
And the 18-minute +1/+1 coming out from our Protoss player, of course. Combat shields being added on and +1 at armor being added on at approximately the same time as a Ghost Academy. That's the timing, personally, I really like to go for.
Well, there's going to be a very big attack coming out from our Protoss player. The SCVs, they're not sure what to do right now. He just loaded up his SCV. He's going to die with the... Oh my god.
The Archons charging forward now. A couple of these SCVs are going to be getting trapped. A little bit of a miscontrol here by our blue Terran player. Player 1 is on just the fence. He's on the fence.
On the fence of whether or not he actually wants to defend right now. He has half of his units actually at the natural. A lot of them coming in from the quote-unquote third location. The siege tanks are sieging up, but it's way too late.
Yeah, the Archons are already on top of these tanks. They're unsieging, trying to get those last few shots off. I have no idea why. The unsieged siege tank micro is exceptional.
If you can just unsiege and siege enough times in a short enough period of time, he's going to confuse his opponent. The actual missile turrets are doing a great job at taking out that observer.
The observer is completely gone. The Raven is now out, but with this many Archons, I think it'll do great.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this is a great maneuver over here from our Terran player. He's going to be able to put up a great defense. If he lifts up these supply depots, then the Archons will have to have a really, really difficult time maneuvering through this base. Look at that SimCity.
The worker drilling, the drone drilling, if you will, on these mineral patches is absolutely exceptional from our Terran player. Unfortunately, Protoss death balls are just way too OP. The GG comes down, and that is a fantastic first match to open up this evening.
But it's not over yet, Cybert. He seems to still be in it. He's thrown out the offensive GG. He's saying the Protoss player is about to... Okay, we're done.
Oh my gosh, the Protoss is actually almost saturated his third base.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
I really like that he took exactly one gas geyser as third.
And also, he took the perfect third.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is... If you think about it, the Terran player, they're going to be dropping, right? So they're going to be dropping along this bottom side. So they're going to move around over here. They're going to be like, oh, here's a third expansion. Your main base is going to be totally safe, though, because they're going to be too busy killing off this far-out third expansion you can't defend.
Yeah, it's like that photon cannon in the north side of the base to protect from the drops that swing around to the north side of the base. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, we got a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. There is exactly one worker out on the map right now. The rest of the workers are taking out an immortal! Oh! Are they gonna get it? This is gonna be a close fight! Oh!
The two hero SCVs they've got to kill, between them 3 HP left on the one. This Protoss player is just cleaning everything up.
Give this guy a medal, man. Give this guy an award. He can retire happily. His wife can be proud of him. The Protoss player is now floundering, saying, what do I do now? I thought I'd just beat everything, but he does see the CC.
Wow. A couple of those SCVs just getting caught on the high ground of the main base of our Terran player. The CC at the kind of third base location is almost finished up for our Terran, so there is still hope.
Yeah, you know, if he finishes up that CC, he can make it into a planetary fortress. Maybe the AI will be dumb enough to just walk around it a lot. Doesn't look like it's going to actually finish up, though.
I'm pretty sure this is still going to finish. I mean, if we think about it, yeah, it just finished. All right, great.
All right, well, one of the final remaining buildings for the Terran player actually burns down because it was a refinery burning. He has a single SCV over there. It's holding minerals. Can it actually return the minerals to a command center in time? No.
Oh, player 2 has indeed taken the victory, and our Protoss AI is going to be up 1-0 in this best of 111.
That's right, guys. We're going to be here for at least 111 divided by 2 minus 1 games. No,
exactly.
plus 1. Plus 1, right? That's how it works?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's best of 3 divided by 2.
Or
that's like
round
1.5. So...
Or round up.
Or round up, but I mean, who likes rounding up? Welcome, everyone, to the stream. For those of you who are wondering what the hell we're doing, no, we did not get drunk before this and decide to cast Artificial Intelligence playing StarCraft. We just decided that we were stupid enough to watch Artificial Intelligence cast or play StarCraft. So we're actually just doing some practice casts. If you guys actually want to be casted, rather than watch Artificial Intelligence be casted in StarCraft, feel free to join the channel's Fear Dragon, and we'll pull people out. Preferably if you have somebody that you already know you can face off against, that'll be like even skill level. That's the most ideal situation. But yeah, thank you all, everyone who's tuning in. This is just gonna be like a chill cast. We're just practicing some commentary. What are you doing?
I'm clapping for all the people who are tuning in, and also under the impression that this is indeed just casting practice. There's no stress. There's indeed no standards to live up to. It's just practice.
You know what we should do? Let's grab some AIs again, and let's pick an island map.
No, why are we doing that?
This sounds
Wait,
like
what
a
was that
great
island
idea.
map that was in GSL not GSL, Pro League a couple of seasons ago?
I don't know, but I actually do know a really awesome map. That's a 4-player map. It's a semi-island map, actually.
Waystation.
Oh,
That's what we should play on.
Waystation wasn't an island map, was it?
Yeah, Waystation has an island expansion. For
Oh, it has
play.
the island expansions. That's what you're
Yeah,
talking
it's not
about.
an island map.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking about like an actual island map. Like
No.
you have to cross this giant ravine to get to your opponent. And yeah, we actually do have Seth in the chat, ready to play. If Seth, it looks like Seth is a diamond
Whoa.
level something. Battle.net just said no, you're not allowed to look at this person's profile. Diamond level, like, oh, actually level 35 and everything. 1 second. Diamond level Protoss player. So if we have any diamond level players out there that want to play some games and get casted on terrible maps, we like to torture people. Come join the channel for your dragon.
You should be a salesman. That's what I think.
Oh, Foster!
Basta.
Yeah! Foster is actually a really great guy. He's done a lot in esports, formerly of Team Microgamers. And yeah, we're actually gonna have our first 2 players then. Awesome.
This makes me so happy.
Alright. So yeah, it is gonna be a diamond Protoss player. I actually don't know what race Foster plays.
Oh my gosh.
What?
The map we're on. I was actually wondering, because doesn't this have destructible debris? and
Yes,
rocks?
this has...
So yeah, it's not technically an island map.
Oh!
Cats has some really wonky builds on this map.
Seth is saying actually that the name is actually Sephiroth, but it's written wrong. That's actually kind of cool.
It is kind of, isn't it?
All right. Well, we got Seth and Foster going in for game number 1. If you guys are actually a Silver League player, no, Platinum League player. If we have any Platinum League players out there, feel free to also join the channel. We actually do have Bacon Slice ready to play a series if you want to play against Bacon Slice. But we're gonna see if these players are ready. All right, Foster.
Like, try and cast now.
Huh?
Because last time we could get away with not really casting because it's AI and they're like doing all of this stuff.
Yeah,
Now we
that's
actually
true.
try.
Also, hey, what's up, Graphis? Nice to have you guys. Nice to have everyone that's actually decided to join the stream today. Excellent casting coming. Don't lie to them. Don't set their expectations high.
Lower. I ended it with a Kappa. You can't take anyone seriously. It's like saying no offense and then saying something terribly offensive. Like you lead with no offense and it immediately grants you immunity from all things that you say for the rest of that sentence or paragraph even.
No offense, Cyber, but that's a really dumb statement.
It's like when you upload something to YouTube and you write no copyright infringement intended.
Yeah,
and then
right?
You list,
I
you
love
list
those!
You list the section of
Oh.
the copyright law which has the outline of fair use, and it's like, this is not a reasonable application of fair use, and that's also for a court to decide, not YouTube description.
Alright, well, I have the NVIDIA graphics bug, so we're gonna see if my game ever irons itself out.
Oh, sick.
There we go. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and jump into it and introduce the players as we... Oh yeah, we'll just do like a series cast. Like a normal cast. So as we spawn up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, on top of the pink Protoss player representing team BKT, I think it was Bunker or something. It is Sephiroth.
And in the southwest position, the yellow Zerg, representing, I believe, or previously representing Micro Gamers, it's Fosta.
So I think Fosta is still representing Microgamers, but he was originally the manager and he's no longer? I'm not entirely sure. I actually need to talk with him. I haven't talked with Fosta enough for a while now.
Indeed, the map is indeed Neo Jungle Valley, the Shoutcraft edition of this map. And this map, for those of you guys who don't know, it's kind of an island map in that there are debris blocking you off from your opponents. So every which way you go, you're going to have to kill at least 2 pieces of debris and or rock to get to your opponent.
Exactly. It's basically like playing on Novice anything. If you remember, before you actually got to play on the ladder, you had to play in this special little division where you had to play 50 games, or they let you play a maximum of 50 games before you could actually go into the real ladder and play against real people. And you always had destructible rocks between you and your opponent. It was actually a beautiful system.
It should just be a system where you're not allowed to build attacking units for the first 20 minutes. It's
well,
like
actually, no.
20
actually, no. Everyone would just rush air, or you'd go like 4 hatch before pool or something, and just have a field day.
I mean, I can understand on this map we are going to be seeing that 3 hatch before pool, or that double hatch before pool from our Zerg player.
Yeah.
Which is totally understandable, because the quickest way to kill someone would be trying to go for, like, just really fast Stargate, which we're not seeing.
Yeah, and it also makes sense that we're going to be seeing a Nexus first out of Sephiroth over here. Of course, Gateway going to be going up, because why do you need a Forge? You're not going to really be able to cannon rush or anything. I just got it! That chat! The chat about cannon rushing! It was a joke, because it's impossible to cannon rush on this map.
We talked about the debris blocking off pathways.
I thought it was just an interesting tangent. Okay.
Alright. At any rate, we do have that spawning pool going down for our Zerg player, of course, after that 3rd hatch was established. Basically, in a real game, the latest you're going to be taking that spawning pool.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it's actually worse for your economy not to get up the spawning pool after you've thrown down 3 hatcheries, just because you do want to be getting those larva injects from the queens. So it actually doesn't make sense to go for a 4 hatch before pool. Like, there's actually no benefit to it.
Unless you're Spinishii and the 4th hatch is for, like, creep and a macro hatch.
Unless you're Spinishii and you just want to rub it in your opponent's face.
And the Stargate goes down, which of course triple queen on the way. But depending on how hard our Protoss player, which we wouldn't be surprised if he committed to this Stargate play pretty hard. But depending on how hard he commits to this, 3 queens will be nowhere near enough.
Yeah. So here's the interesting thing: is how many Stargates does Sephiroth make? Is this just a Stargate opening? Because here's the thing, a lot of Protoss players can actually just put on some nice pressure with a Phoenix opener, or even just an Oracle opener, and it can just do damage regardless of whether or not your opponent's expecting. Because let's be honest, if you're a Zerg player on this map, you got to be thinking, okay, I should probably make sure I get Spore Callers up and get up a lot of queens.
Yep. And the Phoenix is going to be the first unit on the way for our Protoss player. Not going for the Oracle, which I kind of would have expected the Oracle over the Phoenix, but I guess if he wants to go for something that has a little bit more longevity, Phoenix is typically the way to go.
Yeah, I'm always a little bit more into the Phoenix openings over the Oracles. I think that the Oracles, like, once you get scouted out, especially on a map like this, where the idea is to punish a Zerg for playing too greedy, once you get the Spore Callers up, it's like, okay, well, what do I do now, right? Like, there's queens and there's Spore Callers. I can't really do a whole lot. With a Phoenix, you can always get some nice pickoffs on Overlords. You can shut down map vision. There's all kinds of awesome stuff you can do.
That's very true. Now, the Forge is down, and of course, +1 attack is on the way. Part of me wanted to see just like 2 more Stargates get thrown down, and you're just like, what? I don't even, but no, he's going for something a little less suicidal. However, of course, 4 Spore Crawlers getting thrown down. You don't want to give away too many drones to that Graviton beam.
Oh, definitely. And, I mean, this is just a safe kind of maneuver from our Zerg player over here. Fossa, he's going to be losing a couple more of these Overlords, but I think the main thing right now is that Fossa's going to be kind of in the dark about what's the follow-up to this. Because again, is the Protoss player going to be going for a faster third expansion? Is he going to be going for some kind of +1 weapons attack? Is he going to be going for fast Colossus? Like, is he playing greedy behind this? Or is he going to be doing a big attack? And we can see that it's looking like it may be a big attack.
Yeah, more of a ground-based Protoss attack. He's adding on that Robo, but let's be honest, carriers for our Zerg player are something he has to consider. In this situation, on this map, it's like he could be going 2 base carriers. That's perfectly viable on this map.
Especially in the context of this, which is basically there's nothing on the line. This is
exactly.
more for guts and glory, right? Like, if the carriers don't work out, whatever. It was fun to go carriers.
I went carriers and lost on Neo Jungle Valley during casting practice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what? I had a good time. Oh my god, this queen is not actually attacking the Phoenix. He's actually attacking the Vespian Geyser rocks.
Wow. So those Phoenix got pretty much away scot-free. They're going to be picking up a little... Nope, I don't know. They were just taking a little bit of shield damage, so no real damage has been done to these Phoenix. They've been able to clean up more than a couple of drones, but the Spire is on the way.
Yeah, 8 drones killed off, a lot of Overlords killed. I mean, these Phoenix have definitely paid for themselves. Yeah, actually, that's definitely worth it. But the question is, did the Zerg player just get to drone up a little bit too heavily? Because, again, you have to remember, with no threat of gateway aggression this early on in the game, Zerg player can basically skip out on building any Zerglings or spine crawlers. It's actually just been these spore crawlers and the queens. That's the only kind of defensive maneuvers that Fossa has had to actually go for. So he's been able to go crazy on the drones and everything else. So we'll see actually if he decides to... Oh my god, Cyber, double Spire.
Double Spire.
That is...
Indeed.
That is crazy, right? Like,
Not
double
really.
Spire
I mean,
against a...
consider the map.
Huh?
Consider the map. It's
But-
not that crazy. Like, in a normal game, yes. Especially 2 Spires that close together. They're in a pretty defensible position considering how the map is laid out. But in this game, yeah, double Spire, he wants to go for a really big, probably eventually like Broodlord play.
I don't know how much I like it though against a player that opened up Phoenix, because that automatically means, okay, Mutals are really not going to be an option until you kill off the Phoenix. So what are you going to do? Make Corruptors. Awesome. What are you going to do after the Corruptors kill off the Air Army? Well, I don't know, expand, I guess? What happens when the Gateway Army comes in? Like, right, that's going to be the big concern I think Fossa's going to have to deal with.
Yeah, isn't necessarily the best choice. Again, maybe not as you were touching on, but we got those +1. Well, we got the +1 attack coming in, and there's the blink from our Protoss player.
Ooh, I think this is going to be a really strong push out from Sephiroth. With the Colossus coming out, that's obviously going to be really nice, timing up with the +1 weapons finishing up. And he's also knocked down those rocks, so the Immortals, the Zealots, Colossus, all going to work out really well. The Colossus, I think, is going to be picked off very quickly, just because there's Corruptors out for Fossa, trying to deal with the Phoenix.
Yeah,
but
and it depends partially on the positioning of the armies, of course. I mean, that's always going to be a factor, but are the Phoenix able to zone out the Corruptors? Are the Corruptors giving chase to the Phoenix, and then suddenly the Protoss ball ends up hitting the Zerg army?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think that in this situation, the Corruptors are basically, like, if they are killing off the Phoenix and stopping them from participating in the fight, or if they're killing off the Colossus, either way, they're going to be happy. And the Phoenix are going to take a really long time to actually kill off those Corruptors. If you take a look, like, the damage that Phoenix does, it attacks twice and deals 10 damage. To, like, 5 damage regularly.
Alright, so nice reaction time there from Fossa. He was able to turn around his army. He was walking just right into that Protoss army, which fortunately he turned around so he keeps his 6 Corruptors alive.
Yeah, he's going to need to keep those Corruptors alive for this big engagement, but he does have some more back at home, and I'm almost wondering if he's going to try and do like some sort of fast hive tech. I think that may make sense, actually, if he goes for like a fast hive tech and goes to like fast Broodlords with really sick upgrades. Because, I mean, again, he went for the double Spire, right?
Yeah, he went double Spire. He was, well, okay, he's back onto the double upgrade, so he finished up his +1 attack. He's getting +1 flyer armor. But he's going Mutas, which is, it's interesting. I guess he's just counting on his ability to catch out the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think that's actually, I think that's pretty much it, right? The Corruptors...
Fires from those Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, I think the Corruptors are going to be there, obviously, to, like, zone out the Phoenix. This is, like, something that happens quite a bit. And if the Phoenix can't really get into the fight, then yeah, the Mutals just kind of wreak havoc. But there's also a fair number of Stalkers over here for our Protoss player, and he's warping in more Stalkers. He's kind of realized, like, wait a second, you have a lot of Corruptors, and I'm going to need some Stalkers to back up these Colossus, take those guys out before you can kill off everything else. But where is the ground army of Fosta?
I mean, he does have a fair number of Lings, but nowhere near the numbers he should be having at this point. And of course, the Spine Crawlers are going to help him a little bit, but versus Colossus, this is not the comp that he needs.
Yeah, we'll end up seeing. I feel like the Protoss player does still have a bit of a timer that's going to be running down. He has to do something before the Mutals count gets a little bit too ridiculous. He is adding on 2 Stargates back at home to try and deal with that, but I mean, he doesn't want to be up against, you know, 30, 40 Mutalisks with only 10 Phoenix or 5 Phoenix.
Yeah, fortunately, he doesn't have to worry about that right now, but we've got the big engaged Lings getting on top of the Stalkers, which is great because it allows the Corruptors to just deal with the Colossus by themselves. Oh, the focus firing is good enough.
Oh man, but the ground army survives, and specifically those Immortals survive, so all those Spine Crawlers that Fosta has been building, they're gonna get immediately just decimated, and the Blink Stalker is also tanking to make sure those Immortals survive. He realizes the damage output of those Immortals is so important. Look at this, a 10-kill Immortal. Half of those kills are on Spine Crawlers, but here come in the Lings.
I don't think it's quite nearly enough at this point. He may be able to pick off this one Immortal, which is quite low on HP. He gets that one, but again, he's been cleaned up his ground army. He's going for, again, just more and more Lings.
Yeah, behind this, I want to know, Sephiroth, if you can take out one of these bases, that's going to be a huge... Okay, there we go. I was like, what is this regular move? But yeah, if you can take out one of these bases, it's going to be basically on even bases with the Zerg player, which is going to put him in an advantageous position just straight up. Like, he just killed off such an intense army for the Zerg player to make. That was so much gas.
Now, we do have the Mutas going to be getting pumped out, and this is all right, considering how low the Phoenix count is. It's currently only at 3. So this is kind of the opportunity of our Zerg player, but if he gets just a bad engagement, doesn't engage with all of his Mutas over these Stalkers, they'll be torn to shreds.
He's going to be pulling the drones. He knows that he has to make something happen over here. He has to make some sort of miracle defense. He can't lose this base as well. Corruptor's doing a good job zoning out those Phoenix, but I mean, the Stalker count's just too high. He doesn't have an answer on the ground, Cyber.
Exactly, and when you've got that few Mutas versus this many Stalkers, it doesn't take a lot to just finish this off. And fortunately, for Sephiroth, he's even got his Colossus coming in.
GG, well played, gets called, and Sephiroth gonna be taking the game in an awesome game. Okay, that was... There was like I love that map. It's actually one of my favorite maps that has ever existed. Because it's in StarCraft like 2. Just because it's a map that so many mind games happen on that map when you're kind of like leading up and you're getting started. And what eventually ends up happening is you finally get a scout out on what your opponent's doing. And then you have to react on like, how greedy did my opponent play versus how greedy I played? Or how aggressive and like cheesy is my, or cheeky is my opponent playing. Like, if you're playing against a Terran player, 2-port Banshee, maybe even a Protoss player opens up double Stargate off of like one base and is like cranking out Phoenix really, really fast. They get up such an overwhelming number that they're actually, this is something I've seen exactly once. It was in a lower league game, but a Protoss player cranked out so many Phoenix that he could actually just supply blocked the Zerg player so heavily. And he kept camping over all of these hatcheries that the Zerg player had down. And the Zerg player was just constantly supply block. He couldn't make anything.
Fair enough.
So he won that way, because it was just like, I just keep my... Like, even if you build Spore Crawlers, you can't do enough damage. Either you're going to make too many Spore Crawlers, and you're just going to handicap yourself so heavily, because you've made like 15 Spore Crawlers to unsupply block yourself. Or you just can't make anything. So, like, there's some crazy stuff that can happen like that. And it's such a fun mind-gamey map.
Maybe they'll add it into the dream pool.
Oh my god, that would make my day. There's another map, Neo Arkanoid? No, Neo something. I think it was Arkanoid. Ooh. I'm actually wondering now if I should make them play on Arkanoid. Alright, well, we are going to be...
Do we have any more people in the channel?
Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, if you do want to actually be casted and play some games, please feel free to join the channel Fear Dragon on the North American server. We're just doing some chill casts and everything, so it's wonderful to have everyone stopping by. Oh my god, we actually have 14 viewers. That's more than I thought for like a super chill cast stream.
They want to see the ping pong.
Really, I think they just want to see AI versus AI. Let's be honest. I'm gonna start a YouTube series. That's AI versus AI. That's gonna happen. That's gonna be my go-to now.
Are we gonna play any real maps, or is it just gonna be?
Yeah, we can play a real map.
Fun.
We can play a real map if
Like,
we have to.
I guess.
All right, let's see. I don't want to do something from the ladder pool right now, though.
Oh no? Too boring for you?
Oh man, it's way too boring. Okay. It's a real map, but it's somewhat old. Neoplanet S?
Ah.
I actually, Neoplanet S was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed that map.
Metalopolis?
I mean, Dreampool, right? Graphics Meg, are you actually in the Fear Dragon channel? Graphics
Yeah,
Meg
Graphics Meg is Bacon Slice.
Oh, okay. He's our silver leaguer.
No, platinum.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Platinum.
So yeah, we're gonna get Bacon Slice in the mix after this game. We're gonna finish this up with like as a best of 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see? Come on, Cyber. Come on. Pay attention.
I didn't know we were doing best of 3s here. Wow. The production value.
That production value. Look at these glorious... Hold on. Oh, man. Score. Match. Let me update this so it's not just player A, player B. Fosta. And...
Are you inviting
Actually,
me to a
I'm too
game?
lazy for this. I'm not sure what map we're doing. Okay, I guess we're doing Metalopolis. I guess that's just happening.
Yeah, man. Metalopolis. Why not?
You know what we should do? We should do oh.
Scrap
Oh.
What?
I know
What
what
did
we're
we
gonna
do.
do.
Oh.
Just make sure you join the game.
I'm in the game. Why is this
Oh.
an FFA? Oh my gosh. This map.
Okay, so we're actually not going to be doing just regular old Metalopolis. That's boring. Anyone can do regular old Metalopolis. What we're going to do is Novice and Metalopolis. Oh yeah, you guys thought you knew Metalopolis? No, this is the real Dreampool right here.
Like, is this setup where rocks are like outside of your natural? I've never played this.
You're gonna find out in a second, Cyber, because we're gonna be jumping into the game, and once again is going to be Fosta versus Sephiroth. This is gonna be a best of 3 series that ends on game 2 no matter what. So the best of Fosta can ask for is actually a tie. It's gonna be a 1-1 tie, because Sephiroth did win that last game.
Okay, so it's just one base. So you just have to one base air the other guy. Oh, and we're close by ground.
It is. But let's go ahead and jump and introduce players as we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand side of the map, Novice Metalopolis. It is the yellow Zerg player, Fosta.
And at the 12 o'clock position, the pink Protoss currently up 1-0 in this best of 3. It's Sephiroth.
So here's the thing, Cybert. These players are stuck to one base until they knock down these rocks, right?
Yeah, they are.
But really, I don't know why Sephiroth is the one complaining here. We have a Zerg player stuck on one base.
Exactly. I mean, this is going to be just excellent. He should
Oh
go
my
macro
God.
patch before pool.
Also, what's up to Micro Gamers in the chat, as well as Warp Phoenix. Good to have you guys joining us. We're just casting some chill games and having a good old jolly time on the best maps that ever existed. This is the real dream pool right here. This right here. This Debris.
You want to go back to ping pong for casting?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right. I'll try to actually focus this.
You serve, son.
All right, we've got the first gateway going to be coming out. Of course, very important in this one base play. Oh my gosh, what if he just wouldn't blink all in?
Oh, blink all in would be so good on this map. There's so much area to blink into that main base.
Oh man, because I mean, you can go, of course, like warp prism, like really fast warp prism.
And you get a mothership core? That was the big problem. In Wings of Liberty, you didn't have a mothership core.
That's right.
And that's why you could just go for really fast blink all-ins without getting a robo up as well. Oh,
man,
Cyber.
I really hope he does this. He's, of course, got the double gas on the way. As all pros do, you just stick 2 probes in each gas. Very important.
Yeah, this is a pretty, actually, nice way for a Protoss player to open. They can also get up that mothership core relatively quickly, but I'm actually more curious what Fosta is doing. Is he?
Oh, he can't. Okay, yeah, no, don't think Blue and Wings of Liberty, think Blink all in. But at the same time, unfortunately for our Protoss player, he's got like the 24-minute scout, because by the time he actually gets out across the map, he won't actually know where his opponent is.
Oh, you know what would be the ultimate meta? You go for a 6 pool on this map. You get up the Zerglings to knock down your rocks and then their rocks, and when they try and expand, you're like, no! I have Zerglings. And he's like, oh,
so
okay.
The Overlord actually did come into range of that Zealot for just a couple of moments there. I don't actually know if Sephiroth noticed, but if so, he may check off that left side of base first, where our Zerg is actually at.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really true. You can definitely tell where your opponent is based on where those Overlords actually come out of. But Fosta finally going to be going after those rocks. I think actually he is going to be going for a Speedling all-in. Because he's making a macro hatch in his base. He's getting up speed. Oh, is he going to go for a Baneling Bust?
I mean, I guess he could. It's not impossible. And of course, on this map, Novice Metalopolis. I would love to see that.
Maybe. Okay, I'm trying to think right now, right? Because Fosta has both of his gas geysers. So he's going to have a lot of gas, right? But he's also making a macro hatchery, which implies that he's going to need additional larvae beyond just this one base.
Okay,
so
we also do have the Stargate finishing up for our Protoss players, getting his first Phoenix.
You know, I'm really liking Sephiroth's plays right now a little bit more. Just, I know this is kind of boring, but like it is sort of just more standard. Like, okay, let me go for 3 gateways, you know, eventually knock down these rocks with a couple of these gateway units and open up with a Stargate. I can get nice vision on my opponent. I can shut down his vision with those Overlords and see. I can see what he's up to.
Indeed, he is going to be cleaning up at least one of these Overlords, and he will kind of scout pretty soon here where his opponent is. Maybe he really doesn't want to send these Phoenix out.
Yeah, I don't know. The Phoenix, okay, I think Phoenix he'll eventually start to control. It's really hard to actually have really good control for Phoenix. It's so easy to just AFK them, right?
Yeah, but I was thinking he would probably just waypoint them around the map, like attack move waypoint.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely can do that.
Oh, the 7-minute hatchery natural for our Zerg. Oh, man.
This is like what happens after a game where you get cannon rushed for like the first 4.5 to 5 minutes, and then you finally hold it off after like losing your hatchery twice, and you're like, okay, let me retake this for the 3rd time. That's pretty much how I feel Fosta must feel right now. But he does have speed and Zerglings out, so he can try and do a little bit of dying.
He cleaned up 2 sentries, which is nice. I mean, that's denying a lot of force fields from our Protoss player. Of course, Phoenix are going to be finding these Overlords, killing them off, but there's more Speedlings across the map.
Yeah, Phoenix kill off a couple of those Overlords, as you were saying, and Speedlings take out a single pylon. Oh!
Yes! Enduring Locust is on the way, and with these spawn positions close by ground, Swarm Host are gonna be so close to the Zerg's base. Oh man.
This is gonna be very, very awkward very, very quickly. Right now he is a little bit supply blocked after losing all of those Overlords. So he's gonna have to replenish. Oh god, his overlords are actually super late. Enduring Locust is gonna be finished, but he's not gonna have the Locust or the Swarm stuff for a while.
Yeah, the larva is going to be a bit of a problem there, as actually these drones are going to get picked off, which will technically free up supply, but that's like the worst way to free up supply.
The Phoenix still haven't actually seen the infestation pit. It's actually really important they see that.
Yeah, apparently he's just not even going to be going for the scout basically at all. The first two swarm hosts are on the way, so he will see them eventually, I would hope. But for now, he's not actually adding on a whole lot of production. He's just blocking off his natural with those two gateways.
As soon as he sees that there's an infestation pit down, he immediately either needs to drop down a robotic facility or start producing Void Rays. One of the two. He already actually has some Phoenix out, which I think is actually going to be helpful.
I mean, potentially he could just pick off some of the Swarm hosts while they're moving, but that's not really the sort of plays that you want to be going for versus Swarm host. I feel like he should have seen it by now. No, he technically still hasn't seen
he's
the
so close! He's so close to the Swarm host!
Yeah.
Oh
okay,
my
so
God.
he does see the one transfer, he picks it up, and he's going to be doing the attacking on it, and I think that's Spore Crawler. Okay, no, a Phoenix was just hidden under it.
Yep. The other Swarm hosts do end up burrowing, and even though they don't have anywhere to go, they are going to be a little bit safer underground, so that's going to be nice for them, but what is Sephiroth's plan back at home? What is he going to do?
Well, for now, he's finally adding on that Robo facility, which is very important. It is a little bit later than I would have liked to see, but the +1 attack will help a little bit as well.
Alright, Swarm hosts, they have Enduring Locusts. They're now going to be moving out with those Locusts across the map. Phoenix got that out. I don't even know if it'd be worth lifting these guys up, but I believe these Locusts should be able to like get to his opponent's base, maybe with creep spread.
They're gonna be, yeah, with creep spread they'll probably be able to get there. This first wave isn't gonna quite make it, but you can see by close bounds by ground, it's just the Locusts can make it so far, basically off creep the entire time from your natural, which is of course why I'm glad that Dreampool has forced cross spawns.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a little bit nicer than these spawns over here. But double robotic facility coming out for Sephiroth. He's going to be able to produce 2 Colossus at a time. Wait. He's not making Colossus.
If he wasn't building a warp prism, he would. Also, the third base across the map from our Protoss player. I can dig it. Taking kind of a hidden third base. It's not going to be very easily scouted.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a really nice play. He's going to be able to boost way ahead in the economy just with this hidden third expansion that I think Fossil is okay with because he thinks that they're on even bases.
Yeah, he's going to probably be thinking it's like 2 base versus 2 base, which is really weird for our Zerg player, especially at this time. For any of you who are just joining us, this is the novice version of this map, which means there was rocks, so natural expansions were hyper delayed.
Yeah, it does force you to play a little bit differently, but now we have pathogen glands coming out from our Zerg player, so Fossil going to be going for Infestors. I guess that's a nice mix against, say, Protoss Open Stargate.
Yes, we will go with that. Now, adding on the Twilight Council as well for our Protoss player. Potentially, we're going to be seeing some Blink plays, but based on the Stalker numbers, it may be for something else entirely, just getting up those Archons.
Yeah, how do you feel about Stalkers right now, like in this situation to complement the Colossus?
I mean, at this point, he has produced basically 1 Stalker throughout this entire game, so...
That is true.
It's not really viable, but if he would have been going for Blink Stalkers a lot earlier, which I feel would have been a better play on this map...
Right.
It would have been a more viable option, but at this point, it's like, yeah, 1 Stalker... He's finally getting up that double Colossus production, though.
Yeah, I think double Colossus production going to be very helpful against the Swarm hosts, especially since the Swarm hosts haven't really moved a lot closer. Falso does have a lot of Swarm hosts now, though.
Yeah, he's finally built up to a much more comfortable number, but he doesn't have a lot of them properly rallied. I think he just re-rallied them now, which is good. But at the same time, he's not doing a lot to advance his creep spread. He's not looking to take a third actual mining base at any point.
But the War Prism has 3 sentries loaded up, Cybert, and I mean, Swarmos not exactly renowned for their amazing defense in multiple locations.
Or their ability to get through actual force fields. Alright, so that deploy location...
So, here's a thought. This map is sort of different because it's the novice version. The ramp will require 2 force fields. I don't actually know if these 3 sentries are going to be enough.
That's actually a good point. That is a super wide map, and on top of that, the Warp Prism actually does get spotted, which means the Locusts are getting rallied towards the Warp Prism. So anything that jumps out of there is going to have to deal with Lings, it's going to have to deal with potentially even the Locust if they continue to get rallied there, but he's pushed them back towards the natural, and it's important to notice our Zerg player did indeed spawn the third of our Protoss.
Yeah, this is turning to be a really weird game, and it's like a what? Okay, Zerg player now knows about the third. What do you do about it? Your units actually cannot traverse the. I know it's a small map, but they actually cannot traverse the entire map span to kill off your opponent's third.
Yeah, he did go for that highly immobile force, very just locked down into the position, but he's finally in range to assault Sephiroth.
Did he wait too long, though? There's 4 Colossus, and 4 Colossus plus a handful of these units, they shouldn't actually have too much trouble. He's going to end up losing like 1 or 2 of these units over here.
Mostly Zealots, though, which is fine to be trading at this point. As long as he's not doing this forever, as long as he is moving out. He's actually taking a 4th base.
I mean, when in doubt, like if you're up against a Swarm Hosting player, you might as well take bases on the other side of the map. It's going to work out well. Well, except for this.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, the Ling counterattack is going to be enough to shut this down, and he should just go ahead and cancel that Nexus right now. He is paying attention to his army on the other side of the map, though.
Yeah, he's actually trying to maneuver around. He ends up losing the Nexus. Could have actually warped in a couple of Zealots at that pylon and probably saved it. His warp gate was off of cooldown, but unfortunately, it is hard to keep track of that. Swarm hosts are scary, man. It's hard to keep track of them. Oh! Losing a couple of units over there. The Swarm's count is getting a little bit too crazy right now. I think Sephiroth needs to find either more Colossus or an alternative route to like dealing with these Swarm hosts.
Yeah, there's a number of things that he could have done up to this point, but at this point he's committed more to the Colossus route than anything else. He could have gone Void Rays a lot earlier in this game. He could have gone Blink Stalkers even earlier than that, but he's decided to just stick with this. And, I mean, if he's going to stick with it, he needs to make sure he's on top of that Colossus production.
Cybert, who would have thought that we would see a 20-minute game nearly on Metalopolis in the close spawn positions?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
So good.
Okay, so here's a thought. If the Protoss player gets those wave of Locusts to show up at the bottom side, and then immediately got blinks up all of his Stalkers to the high ground, and then move along that side, the Locust will be totally out of position, and he could maybe move it on the Storm Hosts.
Yeah, there's a number of different ways he could approach this with counterattacks and flanks, but trying to manage all of that is going to be a little...
Forget strategy, Cybert! Brute force!
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter. He's just straight up pushing on through the Link counterattack. Oh, I would love for this to be a game winner, but the Protoss is too spread out.
Swarmos are going to be taking a lot of damage over here as the Locusts just get decimated by this 90 Colossus. Zergans are going to be able to do a lot of damage, though, as you were saying. I think the Zealots, though, with +2 weapons versus 0 Carapace Zerglings, they're actually going to be able to clean up.
Yeah, it's scary how much damage Zealots do with +2. Even against upgraded Zerglings, they do pretty well, but against non-upgraded Zerglings, oh, it's a slaughter.
Well, it actually does force Sephiroth back home. I don't know exactly if he needed to move back with his entire army, but I guess he didn't want to have those Zergans running around rampant in his base.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like he can just kind of rely... I mean, his main base is pretty much dried up, so the infrastructure is what's important there, and that's not going to get killed off particularly quickly. Mm-hmm. So he's got his bases on the south side of the map. They're not great, but he can still rely on those.
Yeah, I think Foster's realizing, like, what a dire situation this is, because here's the problem. His main base is starting to get mined out. He's on 29 drones. After this natural gets mined out, what do you do? How do you take a third with this?
He did try at one point, but it was like an 18-minute third or something, like right as Protoss shows up. He hasn't tried to really bury things up very much throughout this game.
Oh, man. Spore Claws get taken out with the Mothership Core still surviving, and...
Oh.
Did he target fire down the Observer? Is that why he keeps retreating?
Oh my, is he actually just losing his observers? Because
he's only lost one observer, but he's remaking it.
He's got none. Yeah, it just now popped out onto the map, which is kind of a problem. I know we were casting. It was a team league, and the Protoss was just way ahead, and he just never built observers, or he built them super late.
Here's the thing. I feel like Sephiroth hasn't played against Stormhost that often, because actually, if you're a Protoss player and you have this many Colossus, you can actually just sit on top of the Stormhost, because if they stay burrowed, they actually cannot stop these Locusts from spawning, and as soon as they spawn, immediately your Colossus start doing big AoE damage on top of them, and you actually end up killing the Stormhost, just a splash damage on top of the Locust. So you can actually stick around over there and actually probably kill off a majority of the Stormhost, even without detection.
Indeed, and not often do you see this sort of situation where Zerg is, you know, half the workers of Protoss, half the bases, 23 minutes into the game. But, you know what? Frosta, he's sticking it out. He's fighting the good fight.
He is trying to fight the good fight, man, but, I don't know if these Vipers are really going to be enough. I guess the sickest blinding clouds in the world may help, but to what end if there's nothing really there to kill them?
That first blinding cloud that hit nothing was pretty sick. Even the feedbacks on these Vipers.
Abduct on the Phoenix!
This is like a 3-foot abduct where he just brought it a little bit closer to the units that can't attack.
These Vipers, they're actually just hitting on the Phoenix at this point. They're just like,
yeah.
Hey buddy, you want to get coffee? You don't actually have a choice in the matter. Oh my god, he's trying to abduct the Colossus all the way back home. GG gets called, Sephiroth. Gonna be taking the 2-0.
Indeed, which ties up our best of 3 quite nicely. Our first best of 3 of the night. For
Actually, complete lie right there, Cyber. It did not tie up anything.
Yeah, it did. Sephiroth won 2-0.
That's not tying up. Tying up would be 1-1.
Oh, no. I mean, like, tying it up in a package.
I know what you mean.
Rid of that series.
I know what you mean. I am just being difficult. All right.
But I feel like that went pretty well. A couple of times I forgot we were doing ping pong.
Yeah,
a little bit long.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, sorry about that.
Wow.
Wow, what a jerk. All right. Thank you for the games. And thank you to Fosta. Be sure to check him out on Twitter. I think actually it's just at. I think it's just at Fosta. Let me double check that. Twitter.com/Fosta? That is definitely not it. Unless he has been around since 1976.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's at MGZ_Fosta. So yeah, he is still part of Microgamers.
Those of you guys watching, you can join the channel Fear Dragon on the NA server if you want to play some games, if you want to have a little bit of fun. And we're just doing casting exercises. For example, in the last match, we were doing an exercise where we try not to talk for longer than 10 seconds at a time, kind of playing ping pong with the other caster.
Yeah, and if you don't want to join the channel Fear Dragon, you can feel free to join the channel at CNC Cybert.
It's a real channel. Go there and just wait for I don't know what.
I'm in the channel right now, actually.
Wow.
Oh, we got Panda Bear Me in the house. What's up, Panda Bear Me? And what's up to Peaceful Resistance? Nice to have you in the chat channel.
So we actually now need another GM player.
Yeah, let me see if I can find somebody. Bacon Slice. Okay, hold on.
Isn't Bacon Slice flat? Yeah, he's flat. Flat versus GM. Oh, with restrictions. Okay.
So I'm gonna put arbitrary restrictions on Panda Bear Me. Okay, Panda Bear Me said he's gonna off race. I'm still gonna place restrictions on him.
That's fair.
And we're gonna do a really fun map.
Uh-oh. Can this not be a 40-minute map?
What is that map? I know what the map is. Oh, starts with a
Scrap
D.
Station. Scrap Station.
No. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. You may not actually. I think that you may not even know a lot about this map.
I'm trying to think of maps that start with D. I don't remember much about this map. The name does definitely
Don't
ring a bell.
don't say it because I don't want to spoil it. For those of you who don't know, this is a map that was back from the early Wings of Liberty days. It did not last very long. Oh, sorry, I just made you host. Can you make me host again?
Yes. So yeah, I remember the name, but I feel like I don't remember anything about it. Once I see the map, then I'll probably remember some things about it, but yeah, I don't know.
Alright, so this is actually just going to be the restriction that I place. It's going to be very interesting. This is a great map for Protoss players. So we'll see exactly if Sephiroth can take advantage of it. We saw Sephiroth do some pretty standard, like, just macro up and get a cool army and go for it. I'd love to see him do some other crazy stuff. Alright.
What else is on your casting practice list, other than ping pong?
I don't know.
Didn't you have one other thing?
I think I did.
I thought you said you had at least two.
It's
That would
somewhere.
be reasonable to stream.
It's somewhere. Hold on.
Wow, this level of prep is crazy.
I did not. I had one.
Wow, you didn't even have two.
I wrote it down.
casting
I wrote it
practice.
down on my work because I talked to you when I was at work. And for those of you guys who are wondering what the heck we're talking about, I actually have like a bunch of caster exercises that I normally do, but I normally don't have like someone to do it with. So I mainly just have a bunch of like one-person caster exercises. So Cyber was like, "Oh, well, let's do some of the two-person ones." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've always been looking for somebody to do these with." And then I realized I only had one to do with two people.
And it's just ping pong. We can keep doing that though.
Yeah, we can definitely do it. Alright, as soon as these guys are ready, we're going to be getting started into the next map. The map is going to be Delta Quadrant. I'll just say it now. Delta Quadrant should be a nice throwback for a lot of you old Wings of Liberty players. And I'll highlight one of my favorite features of the map. One of them is that you do have a nice and easy in-base expansion. Bar a couple of things. Bar a couple of very, very important factors.
Oh, this map.
I
feel like I only ever saw like 2 games on this map.
Oh, Peaceful Resistance. This stream is not over. Don't worry, we're still going.
This game it never began really, if you want to think about it that way.
Alright, let's go ahead and jump in and introduce the players as we spawn. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Delta Quadrant, on top of the red Terran player, representing Integrity Gaming, it is Panda Bear Me.
And in the southwest position, our pink Protoss, who just came off of a 2-0 win, it's Sephiroth. It's intentionally spelled wrong, for those of you wondering.
Sephiroth.
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 Yeah, man, it's exactly right. Now, Panda Bear Me, for those of you wondering, is indeed off racing, just because this wouldn't be a fair game. It may still not be a fair game.
Panda Bear Me, for those who don't know, and if you don't know, then you maybe didn't see or don't really normally watch the channel, but he's actually on a show that I do called Breaking Out. So he's actually a really solid up-and-coming GM Zerg player, but he's off racing Terran just so that he has to kind of deal with a little bit of difficulties because he's up against a Platinum League player, or sorry, a Diamond League player. Oh wait, we invited Sephiroth instead of Bacon Slice. We were supposed to invite Bacon Slice.
I love how you keep using this "we" modifier, like somehow it's my fault as well.
Dude, I made you lobby host for a little bit. You could have fixed it.
Back.
I'm so sorry, Bacon Slice. I swear he'll get in next game. If you don't get in next game, then we'll fire Cybert.
Fire me from what? I don't know.
I'll stop paying you that millions and millions of cents that I pay you, those esports cents.
Which are worth entirely less than regular cents.
Actually, yes. It actually takes 3,000 esports cents to make it esports dollar. That's how little they're worth.
Terrible exchange rate. But we do have this probe getting trapped inside of the main base of our Terran player, which is just annoying.
Yeah, Panda Bear Me is going for the gas opening, going to be getting out that nice and early Reaper Scout. Now, one of the interesting features about this map, again, is actually this expansion down here. You have to take out the destructible rocks to get this nice and easy to take natural expansion. There is another expansion down here on the low ground that I think is probably going to be taken first. This may actually be a third expansion. But this is just drop hell, actually. I'm starting to realize that I thought about this map in terms of a Protoss playing against a Zerg, but then I forgot that Integrity Gaming's Panda Bear Me was going to off-race. Because one of the next things you could do on this map was you could actually plant down a proxy pylon right over here, and it would actually be in range to warp in your opponent's natural expansion.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, right on the tip there. That's unfortunate, but the Reaper Scout is going to be coming out, and there's the CC on the high ground for Panda Bear Me. Which I'm kind of curious. I'm assuming he's taking the low ground expansion.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to take out the low ground expansion. He doesn't have anything to take out those rocks otherwise, right? So
he's got a Reaper.
Okay, Reapers are not like they were in Wings of Liberty. Actually, Wings of Liberty, Reapers didn't even do extra damage to destructible rocks either. They just fired their pistols. Why didn't they? I mean, a building is basically a bunch of rocks that are refined, right?
Yes, yep, you solved it. I think we're good.
They should have been able to use those grenades on rocks, man. Take them out faster.
They should have.
That's the real reason they got patched in Heart of the Swarm.
I also love, like, the high ground that's just outside the natural, just like ultimate siege tank drops.
Oh, yeah. Siege tank drops, cannon rushes with a Warp Prism. I remember all of that stuff. I myself like to go for very fast Warp Prism, take all of my guys off of gas, and just cannon rush the high ground, and then just start cannon rushing into their main base. That was my strategy back in the day.
You are the worst type of person. At any rate, yeah, the natural going to be finishing up, and there's that factory. He is, of course, going for 2 factories because, you know, he's apparently going to be going for, I'm guessing, a lot of Hellions, but...
Yeah, but here's the thing. We haven't really talked about it, but Sephiroth is going for a 3-gate, 1-base blink play, and this is very much it has to do some damage over here. He has the probe over here to try and take an expansion, but this is actually going to cut into his ability to warp in, so he has to make the choice right now. Do you warp in 3 Stalkers, or do you take this expansion? It looks like he's going to take the expansion instead.
Which is fine. He has decided to do that. He's adding on the tech lab to the barracks, which, I mean, it's right next to the factory. Initially, that makes me think siege tanks. But again, how many players actually go for siege tanks versus Protoss? Not a lot.
Well, Panda Bear Me is not every single Terran player out there, and he is also off-racing, so, you know what? Why not have some fun? Why not go mech on this map? Because, you know, Silas, you were talking about something earlier. You were talking about that natural expansion, that high ground of the natural expansion. Huh. Wouldn't it be interesting if you dropped siege tanks there?
The only problem that I have with that is the spawns aren't good for it, and also...
That's true.
Our Protoss player isn't actually taking that base. So it's going to be like, hey, in 8 minutes, when you take that base and actually kill off those rocks, which I love that that's what Panda Bear Me is actually doing.
Yeah, he's finally going to take out the rocks. It's going to take a while.
He didn't even just take the low ground. Like, he had that orbital command done for so long. He's also getting internal pre-igniter. Wow. Okay.
He's straight up going mech, man.
He's actually going blue flame. Alright. Alright, you know what? I don't even anymore.
You know what? This is actually reminds me of some really funny games. There's actually some great dailies on this, if you are a follower of Day 9. And there's some really, really funny things you can do. Because when you get a lot of Blue Flame Hellions, even actually not Blue Flame Hellions, and you're up against a fair number of Stalkers, but not an overwhelming number. Stalkers... They do well against Hellions because they take a lot of shots from them, but they don't kill Hellions very fast. So if you let a Hellions get off enough shots and they're all splash damage, you can actually start to kill off Stalker Colossus balls with Hellions surprisingly quickly.
Which, I mean, Blue Flame has now finished up. We got the +1 armor on the way. It should be here in time. It's going to be pretty close either way. Oh my gosh, this map is so small.
He's making so many more factors. Oh my god, there's no wall in! Oh, the Stalkers, they're not ready for this!
Oh, but he turns around immediately. He may just be going for the probes. He can actually hit them from the high
ground.
ground.
They're stacked! damage! Ah!
And the lineup is just absolutely brutal. The blink is in play, which will allow these Stalkers to clean up these Hellions a little bit more quickly, but Panda Bear Me, he's done some pretty good damage. I mean, killing off 16 pros.
Oh my god, 16 workers killed. The Hellions are gonna go down over here, which is unfortunate for Panda Bear and me, but I mean, he is leaps and bounds ahead of his opponent right now. His third expansion's on the way. He's up almost, 14 workers. What more? He's building a fourth command center?
I mean, he actually did just add on double armory, so he is going mech, like 100%. There's no going back at this point, and personally, I would just love to see mass Hellbat. It would just be hilarious.
Oh, this is going to be a very, very weird situation, because Sephiroth is going to be able to blink into the main base. This is his opportunity to do some counter damage, but there are siege tanks sieging up, and this makes it a little bit... Oh, Cybert, I almost forgot.
That lineup is so good. He did leave a couple of Stalkers on the wrong side, which is unfortunate, but this is not quite enough Marines. These Widow Mines, can they get the dream shots?
Ooh!
Look at that.
Great blink back, actually, avoiding the shots from the Widow Mines over there. Now they're completely wasted. And this natural expansion from Panda Bear and me, it's taking so much damage. He's already pretty much evened up the worker counts.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to be potentially on 3 or 4 orbitals even after this one goes down. Oh, gets a tank, and he will be able to blink out of there.
Yeah, still has a single Stalker left over, but he gets out of there with that one as well. And all in all, I think that Sephiroth has evened up this game a little bit in terms of worker supply, but I am still a bit concerned about production and tech.
Yeah, so there's a number of things going for Panda Bear Me. Of course, orbitals, worker supply just in general are going to be a couple of those things. He can quickly take this third, and as you mentioned, the tech, he's going to be doing quite well. But Psystorm is on the way. I don't know if he really plans on storming mech, but I'm assuming this is going to be for some lovely storm drops.
He went for Psystorm before, I think, unless he was identifying that his opponent was going for mech before, just by seeing the Hellions, which is entirely possible, but I don't think is likely because he only just now started that Immortal production, which is really, really important against a meching player. I think that he only just now realized it, so I think he was going for Storm before he knew what his opponent was doing.
I'm just really hoping he's doing Storm drops and just sitting up on that high ground, because, I mean, it's great Storm drop location for the Protoss.
That's true.
Sephiroth, right? Yeah,
that is actually true.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know, yeah, again, it's like he was probably not planning on doing that, but still.
Yeah, we'll see if he actually makes use of that. He has actually gone for War Prisms in some of the other games he's played, a PvZ earlier on today versus Fosta. So entirely possible. +1 armor going to be going down though, and I have to say I really like how Sephiroth is leading with these upgrades.
Yeah, he's kind of playing catch up at the current moment, but yeah, he's getting those, or not catch up, he's leading with the armor upgrade versus the mech.
Yeah, upgrades are actually really helpful just in general, getting up a couple extra damage, etc. But I have to say it's much more useful generally if you're up against like a Biofarmy. If you're up against like Siege Tanks, it's like, awesome, I have an extra armor upgrade. Instead of doing 55 damage, they'll do 53 damage. Yay! It's like, it's not going to make the biggest difference in the world.
No, not necessarily. Now, the Blink Stalker numbers not necessarily in good enough amounts to just move in, which means he's gonna have to be careful. Okay, he does blink away. He's only at 10 Stalkers, and I mean, it is starting to worry me a good bit here, the amount he's dropping behind.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how this is going to end up playing out, because Panda Bear Me, once he gets into this mech army, he starts getting into a really sieged up entrenched position. It's going to be very difficult for a Sephiroth to break, but I do want to give a shoot shout out to Steve's Walrus. What's up in the chat?
I love the mass orbital strat that Panda Bear Me is going for. He's adding on 2 more CCs, and of course more and more siege tanks, which you can never have too many siege tanks.
Well, actually, the thing that he's producing more of than anything else right now is missile turrets. He has 6 missile turrets now finishing up.
That's
and this is actually a brilliant maneuver, because one big problem that he could face is a lot of Void Rays or like Warp Prism drops that you were talking about. Look at that natural. Look at that natural.
Storm drops.
Nope.
Can he actually kill off the Warp Prism though? Oh, okay, so he's pulling back.
What?
Good.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be great.
The missile turrets didn't have high ground vision. They're completely useless.
Yep. That is indeed what just happened. He actually pulls back way early. He could have sat there for a bit longer if he really wanted to wait for those workers to get over there.
Oh my god. He does a fair amount of damage though. He kills off a decent number of workers over there.
Yeah, not super great, especially considering, again, like that 15 million orbitals that are going to be on the way. He's actually only at 4 orbitals right now, but I don't know if he plans on turning both of these CCs in his main into orbitals, and looks like yes. So it's going to have actually 6 orbitals on the map, which is an insane number of mules.
That is quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
I'm trying to decide, like, what does Sephiroth do? He has, like, a decent number of immortals, but he needs a lot. He needs, like, okay, I was gonna say double robo, maybe even triple robo at this point. Because he needs to be cranking these guys out, chrono boosting him out, getting up your weapon upgrades. Armor upgrades actually are good, but honestly, against a mech army, you want shield upgrades for these immortals. You want to be able to make sure that the siege tanks are doing 9 damage or 8 damage or even 7 damage versus those immortals, not 10. On the shields, I mean.
Yeah, on top of that, we do have 4 starports going to be finishing up for Panda Bear Me. And, I mean,
okay.
The +3 attack for our Protoss is eventually, or +2 actually.
That...
finishing up. So yeah, he's starting to work towards those attack upgrades, but they're so late.
Cyber, this is exactly how I would play out the game if I was against 7 insane AIs. I would get up a lot of siege tanks. I would siege up in a very entrenched position, making it impossible to push in like this. Oh no, Sephiroth, is this gonna work out well for him? I can't imagine it will. Will it? Are these enough immortals?
He may actually have enough immortals just right here, right now. The Hellbats are getting caught in that time warp, and the Protoss player is going to be forced to pull back, but he might be able to pick off a couple more units.
Oh, the siege tanks all unsiege and re-siege up as they realize they need to get back into that entrenched position. Actually pulling back just to make sure that all the siege tanks are able to fire at the same time. But storm drops in the natural expansion once again. It does finally get cleaned up because Panda Bear Me has the barracks on the high ground for vision now, but still a lot of damage.
That value barracks. Now we do have the Dark Shrine coming down for our Protoss player. Win behind Dark Shrine, win behind for Terran, triple Banshee.
Okay, well, I guess that is a valid rule to go by, and,
yes.
Wow! Here's the problem right now, Cybert. High Templars. Feedback. I'm really afraid that this is not going to work out as well as Panda Bear Me really wanted to, but it may very well, especially since, oh my god, this arm is just A-moving in! Oh, is this actually going to be enough? He's going to lose so much of his stuff to these Banshees!
But there's so many immortals on the front lines, there's not actually any more than just 2 Thors here to help deal with this mech army, and those immortal numbers were actually in good enough numbers.
He's going to be able to push on through a little bit further, but he only warps in Zealots and Cybert. The Banshees, when they start popping out, once this wave pops out, he's going to be able to eventually clean up this army. And I feel like Sephiroth, he needs to buy himself enough time to get up another reinforcing wave of Stalkers.
I don't know, man. Potentially this Archon is just going to get the money shots off that it needs, but no, it is not so. The hero Archon not able to make it work.
SCV's coming off the line to repair, but Panda Bear Me is taking a lot of damage over here. He's losing a lot of these buildings. Even if the Banshees can kill off everything, I guess they take quite a bit of time to actually kill everything.
Yeah, but I mean, losing this infrastructure isn't the biggest deal, is it? I mean, how important is the triple Banshee production actually going to be?
I don't know. I think it's kind of important right now. Like, that's kind of what just kept him alive. He needs to continue. Well, actually, I don't even know. What do you, as a Terran player, Ghosts, I guess, would make the most sense against how many Archons are being produced, right?
But does Panda Bear Me actually have vision of that? Because he has been scanning a fair amount throughout this game, but...
You don't need scans when you have mules, okay? You have you have moving scans, okay?
Yeah, so he does spot those Archons. Actually gets a nice shot off with the Widow Mine. Unfortunately not killing anything, but yeah, going for ghosts would definitely be a viable option. Not necessarily a lot of ghosts, because there isn't that much use for them other than just EMPing a couple of Archons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just needs to make sure that he goes for something other than just siege tanks.
Other than just siege tanks that, you know, get hard countered very hard by immortals that are no longer being produced. I don't know, man. I actually feel like siege tanks may be the answer right now.
It does depend on how quickly the Stalkers can actually get on top of them, because if the Stalkers get on top of them, well, they're sieged now, and there's actually just a ridiculous amount of siege tanks, so he's doing all right.
This is the thing, right? Like, you need those immortals to soak up those siege tank shots while
And also, yeah, just kill the siege tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Kill off the siege tanks and also soak up the shots, while those banshees are being dealt with by your stalkers, by your archons, by actually I would say Psystorm from High Templars.
Even at this point, Psystorm. He did indeed research that. Now we do have the base in the top kind of left position for our Protoss. It was looking like potentially Panda Bear Me was going to be moving out there, but I mean, there's no defense there, so that would be a good spot for Panda Bear Me to hit if he gets eyes on it.
We'll have to see if that ends up working out. Gold expansion being taken by Sephiroth, and also shout out to Master Dalk for joining us in the chat. Welcome to the series. I don't know what this series is, but it's beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful. An off-racing GM Zerg playing Terran versus a Diamond Protoss on Delta Quadrant.
This is a really evenly matched game, though, right?
Like, surprisingly so, yes, indeed. Like, I keep thinking that Panda Bear Me is going to have an advantage, and then somehow Protoss just gets way more immortals than we think he'll have, and he's just like, nope, I'm going to wreck all the mech.
Yeah, but I think these Ravens are going to change the way that this goes, because now Panda Bear Me has finally had that time he needed to get up not only the siege tank count, but also the air count. And once he starts getting up these Ravens, if he can get up like 7 or so Ravens, and not lose too many units to these Dark Templars.
Yes. Okay, so he does clean them up, which means now these Hellbats can actually, if they actually move forward, they can kill a couple of these probes. Oh, the scan isn't going to be enough. No, the Protoss is all the way over here. This would have been a great opportunity for the counterattack by Panda Bear Me. But
this is the thing. Panda Bear Me is buying himself time. These Ravens are coming out. Once the point defense drones come out, what is there going to be anti-air-wise to deal with the Banshees? Okay, first of all, I do want to say, though, Banshees, right now, they need to make sure that they never have more than 50% energy. Because if they have more than 50% energy, they will get fed back so fast.
The feedback will be incredible. Slight unfortunate rally for these immortals of Sephiroth. They're just jumped in his main base.
Oh, man. Hellbats continue to try and do a little bit of harassment, but they do get cleaned up. Why does Panda Bear Me keep scanning?
He's gotta make sure that he has eyes on that army, which is surprisingly small.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I don't think this is actually like the scariest. Oh my god, this army is so far out of position right now. Yeah. Oh god, Cyber.
Oh no. And on top of that, the siege tanks are gonna have about an hour and a half to get ready up into siege tank position. And with this many Banshees, it's gonna be glorious for our meching Terran.
He can just start to plant down some of those point defense runs. He just plant them down over here. What is this army gonna do? Okay, there's the feedbacks and the storms. That's gonna be great. Storms will be nice, but Panda Bear Me, start cloaking, start cloaking. You do not want to let these Banshees get fed back. Oh my god.
Man.
Oh, there's the feedbacks.
Oh,
they're all gone. They're all gone. He's gonna clean up.
Will he actually be able to clean up here? I mean, there's still a lot of Ravens on the front lines, and actually
one warp
getting the kill.
One warp in Cyber, that's all he needs, and he cleans up all of these. One warp in of charge zealots.
Oh yeah, one warp in, but that army just got annihilated.
That's true.
And another command center on the way, as Protoss is also trying to take additional bases around the map. And wow, that Widow Mine position actually great.
Well, I guess if you make too many orbitals, you don't have any planetary fortresses to defend your SCVs, so this Zealot Warpin gonna be very, very helpful, but that's on the offensive side. He needs something to defend at home.
Exactly. And these Hellbats, they're just going to be slowly working away all of these structures. The siege tanks on the low ground just going to be making sure that there isn't a huge amount of defense, but the Void Ray transition is powerful.
It can be. It's going to be able to do some nice damage over here and clean up a lot of these Hellbats. By the way, in case anyone was uncertain, yes, Hellbats look super beefy, but they are not armored. Don't use your Void Ray charge on these guys. Do not use Prismatic Alignment on your Hellbat, on your opponent's Hellbats.
But man, they look cool.
That it is an intimidation factor.
Yeah, you got the. That's
See,
totally
these
what people go for.
These auto turrets, these would be nice to use Prismatic Alignment on, but now it's already been used. It's on cooldown.
And of course, the big Thor transition for Panda Bear Me.
Oh my god.
Gonna be very important. But he does have to deal with these Zealot Warpins. I mean, they're getting really annoying.
Yeah, he's actually doing a lot of damage to those starports, because you have to remember, these are his only starports. So, if he actually ends up losing these, it's going to be annoying, because he'll have to reproduce them. He can't very easily start making more of those Ravens. He can't make Vikings or Banshees. But god, Panda Bear Me is just doing so much damage with these Hellbats constantly running around. If he can finally get them up to the top left-hand expansions, again, and while he also pulls this army down to the bottom side, he should be able to just devastate the economy. Like, Sephiroth won't be able to reproduce anything.
I don't know, man. DT's at the 4th base location, that gold.
Oh, man.
It's not actually that important, but man, is it going to look important.
Goodbye, missile turrets. These Zealots going to be accompanying the DTs, taking on the most important targets.
Oh, man. And then there's like 4 Widow Mines sitting right outside. But we got more Ravens, we got more Vikings, more mech in general on the way for Panda Bear Me.
What? Okay.
He's actually just baiting them into the Widow Mines?
A Terran player should never be able to expand to the base that's on the low ground of your opponent's natural expansion.
It's not even that. Wait, you're talking about the gold in the center,
The gold,
right?
oh my god.
The low ground of the main base.
Sorry, the low ground, yes, the low ground of the main base of your opponent.
It's even worse.
Oh my god, these auto turrets. The auto turrets killing out the pros!
Oh no! The humanity.
There's actually not that many going down. Void Rays, though, on the other side of the map, doing a lot of damage. These Thors do so much splash damage, though!
That splash damage from Thors is pretty incredible. They're eating up so many of those Void Rays and Widow Mines charging forward, eventually going to burrow.
This is making no sense right now, Cyber. The Widow Mines are burrowing. The Widow Mines are burrowing to attack the air units, and then the Vikings are landed to attack the ground units.
I don't know what's wrong with this picture. I see nothing wrong. Finally, more Immortals going to be on the way, but you think it's just a little too late?
I don't know right now, Cyber. I think Panda Bear Me's just been like, is this it? This is all you have, right? Like, he's checking around all the expansions on the map right now, and after seeing, yeah, this in that top left-hand base are pretty much his only real mining bases. The gold expansion is trying to mine again, but god, I don't know what Sephiroth does to come back. He just lost his very expensive air army.
I think at one point in the game, ever building more than like one robo facility would probably be good, help him produce those Immortals that he needs to deal with.
Okay, in his defense, he had multiple robos.
Oh, but they were
But they were taken out because of the siege tanks and the auto turrets and the Hellbats.
He is going to be, I mean, to Sephiroth's credit, he is really pushing these Zealot Warpins with all of his proxy pylons really hard, which ordinarily is like a good thing. A lot, just dumping those excess minerals, as long as it's not too much, into Zealot Warpins, is usually a pretty good thing.
Yeah. Panda Bear Me is doing the final scans around just to see, okay, you really don't have any other mining bases, right? He sees the gold expansion, he's like, okay. Final target locked. Acquired target. I'm gonna see how many other ways I can say the word acquired target. But once he takes this out, there's actually no more hope left for Sephiroth if he loses the expansion.
Yep, the 3 Immortals are charging forward, but I think this may be too much mech.
I don't know. I
mean,
those Immortals
are good.
If you can deal with the Ravens, he can actually take out this army, I think, with the Immortals.
I mean, yeah. Can he necessarily deal with the second army of the Terran?
No, but
he can maybe deal with this. It's gonna be tough, but no, it is nowhere near close enough. Even the Archons aren't able to get on top of anything. and Panda Bear Me takes the game.
A well-fought game over there from both of those players. Sephiroth showing some great games against the GM Zerg player who does not actually play Terran, and it's currently off racing.
What an incredible game. Totally relevant on Delta Quadrant.
Well, congratulations to Panda Bear Me. He wins that series 1-0 because we're going to be moving on to the next series. We're going to be getting Bacon Slice, who's been waiting patiently for such a long time now.
What a nice fellow.
Bacon Slice, you're up! And for anyone tuning in, because we surprisingly have like 20 more viewers than I thought we would have for this. Why do we have so many? So basically, guys, this is the idea for this broadcast. I was kind of just like, well, Cyber was like, hey, do you want to do some practice casts? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So we just decided to just like start casting. We're doing like little casting exercises.
And it quickly devolved from
there. It quickly devolved into me picking a bunch of maps that I really like from back in the old days. Because I don't actually get my dream pool, so I'm going to make my dream pool by forcing other people to play on it.
Which is just excellent.
Alright, well. How about... So Sephiroth has been playing in a lot of games, so I'm gonna see if Panda Bear Me
that's
with a
fair.
handicap.
You know, kind of mix things up, shake it up a little bit, move players around.
So I'm gonna enforce a handicap on Panda Bear Me. What is that handicap gonna be versus a platinum level player?
He can't build units. I'm kidding. Totally.
By the way, Master Dolk is telling you to check Skype if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, I saw. He sent me a bunch of messages about OBS.
Oh, okay.
And about different plugins.
Fun stuff, man. I use XSplit.
Nobody cares about XSplit.
Yeah, Sephiroth, I can feel you on that, not leaving because you didn't know how his economy was. That is like the big thing about the mech economy, right? So if you have a good economy and you're like totally out expanding your opponent, if you just take one good engagement and beat your opponent, you can actually just win.
Yeah, and if you don't have exactly all of the right intel, it's like you think your opponent's on 3 base, he's actually on 4, you think you're in an alright position. So many things can go wrong.
Alright, let's see. What is our next map going to be?
Antigua Shipyard.
There's some interesting maps in here that I don't think I've seen in a really long time. Oh, I know what it's gonna be.
Uh-oh. Oh my. Alright, I can dig this.
Alright, it's gonna be Panda Bear Me versus Bacon Slice.
And Bacon Slice, what? I don't actually know what race he is. Because if he's Toss, this is gonna be good.
Alright. Well, once the game's people get loaded in, I'm gonna impose the handicap on Panda Bear Me. You are okay. So Panda Bear Me, you are not allowed to build orbitals.
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's brutal.
Alright, it's gonna be a TV random.
Oh.
Apparently. And Panda Bear Me is not allowed to produce orbitals because he's a GM level player and he has pretty damn good macro. And he's also off racing, so those are his 2 handicaps. Let's go ahead and get this game started as soon as the players give the go ahead and the ready. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you do enjoy the commentary, please do consider following the channel and also follow this guy over here, over on Twitter @OneCybert. He does the greatest StarCraft content.
StarCraft only.
StarCraft only. He's actually a really awesome Command and Conquer commentator. I would highly recommend you actually guys go check out his stuff because it's actually a lot of fun. Even if you're just into StarCraft right now, give it a shot because it's an RTS. It's actually a lot of fun, and I know I definitely actually watch a good deal of your stuff.
I don't know why.
I don't understand what's going on, but I really like watching all the lasers, man. There's a lot of lasers in that game.
It depends on which one. If you're talking about like Red Alert 3 or Kane's Wrath.
Yeah, that's fair. But alright, let's go ahead and get this game started.
Yeah.
As we spawn down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Jungle Basin. It is the Red Terran player, currently handicapped and representing Integrity Gaming. Handicapped in the game because he's off racing and also not allowed to build orbitals. Not handicapped in any other sense. It is Panda Bear Me.
And in the northwest position, our yellow Terran. He's actually, oh, look how manner he is. He drops down the T in chat. It is Bacon Slice. Panda Bear Me, we already know that you are also T. I'm so glad that you added that into,
Yo, can you imagine a Zergling trying to play StarCraft or like a Hydralisk? It just has these giant claws. It's like, that's actually like trying to play StarCraft with 2 fingers.
or chopsticks like Dongray Gu.
Oh, those were the most fun things ever. Okay, if I could enforce those, or like, oh my god,
If I
Cyber.
could watch Dongray Gu play StarCraft.
Well, that too. I would also actually love to do that. But if I could actually just set up show matches where I force people to have cameras on, but then we mute them from Skype and we do the cast on like not a Skype call, but they're in the Skype call.
That Supply Depot micro, man. I don't even know what that's
he's
about.
bored, man. He can't make any orbitals. So he's like, what do I do now? I guess I'll go for a CC first to make up for economic wise. What do I do until then? I guess I'll raise and lower my Supply Depot over and over again.
Yep. 14cc, 12 racks. Well, 14cc for Panda Bear Meat, 12 racks going to be coming out for Bacon Slice.
Yeah.
So a bit of a difference.
Actually,
between the
Cyber,
two
you're
guys.
totally wrong. It's only 1 barracks. So there.
Who was it? There was a player who thought, I forget what it was. It was like 11 gate meant build 11 gateways as fast as you can. It was some like casual 2v2 or something, and one of the players was off racing. So he's like, what do I do? It's like 11 gate or something like that. It was, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something like that.
Also, hey, what's up to SWS in the chat? One of my 3 subscribers who subscribed before I explained what the subscriber benefits were going to be, because I'm still figuring those out.
Doesn't even matter, man. Doesn't even matter. But at the same time,
Doesn't even matter.
we got the factory on the way for Bacon Slice, and also the ever so important orbital she's allowed to build, and Panda Bear Me isn't.
Yeah, I'm so glad you just ignore me at this point when I start going off on random tangents. Either that or you never
There's
listen to
some of
Linkin
them-
Park.
There's some of them that need to be followed, and others of them like singing, which generally don't.
Fair enough. Well, Panda Bear Me is going to be getting out a very, very late Marine, but this Marine is going to be enough to kill off this very annoying SCV of Bacon Slice. He gets off 1 shot on the Marine, though. He's going to be injured for the rest of his life.
Unless
he gets out of
Panda Bear Me figures out the magic of Medivacs, which may very well be what eventually Bacon Slice is going for. That starport on the way. I mean, he hasn't actually started producing anything out of the factory just yet, so it's not necessarily going to be like super fast drops of mech units.
Yeah, so here's what's really funny to me. Okay, here's the thing. When you're like a Grandmaster level player, you often are very used to this idea of a build order, right? Like, you have a certain thing that you decide to do, and then you execute it really, really well with good mechanics, and it'll take you to a really good spot. You'll hit timings, etc. When you do something like, say, you're not allowed to build orbitals and you're not allowed to drop down mules, it kind of ruins all those builders. So I'm really interested to see how Panda Bear Me is going to be able to adapt to basically making up his own build orders.
Yeah, man, he's gonna have to deal with banshees, but no scans, and that's such
Oh!
a big deal of just not having
Oh!
scans. So you have to do all of the manual scouting. You have to
Oh
have
my
whistle
God.
turrets or ravens for the stealth detection.
Silas, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, the
Banshee-
scans.
Banshee openings are so strong in this matchup anyways.
Yeah. Now, fortunately, this isn't like quite the fastest Banshee ever. It is going to be a little bit late.
It's also
but
fully scouted by an SCV that made it past all of the Marines.
it's versus, 14cc into a fast 3cc, so it's not like he's gonna have a ton of stuff to deal with this. But again, it's versus a platinum player, so it's not like going up against Bomber.
Yeah, exactly. This is just kind of like a fun match, so don't take anything too seriously, guys. But Banshee now moving out. No cloak being researched, though. That's going to be kind of unfortunate for Bacon Slice, but he's still able to do some good damage, because you can see Panda Bear, he's investing into Hellions, Siege Tanks. He only has one barracks producing Marines, and honestly, there's not that much anti-air.
Yeah, the missile turrets will come up just barely in time, and
perfectly timed.
Bacon Slice actually takes 3 shots for basically no actual damage output. He's finally getting some of those shots off, but yeah, this Banshee may be of very limited use.
Yeah, here's the thing. If this Banshee had full health, I feel like you could use it, kite around those Marines, play the StarCraft Master Micro Challenge, and kill them all off with just a single Banshee, but unfortunately, taking all that damage makes it a lot harder. He has just not enough leeway to do so.
Yeah, he's so low to getting taken out, down to 26 HP. He's adding on more and more Ravens, so he's going just like straight up almost Sky Terran.
I don't know what to think about this. This is kind of a cool maneuver, but I feel like he really does need to take a natural expansion. He needs to take a natural expansion really badly, though. Right?
He does. Like, I mean, eventually you do expect to see the orbital in the main fly off to take the natural at some point. He's also built it in a very interesting position, just considering how safe the natural on the low ground is. Like, it's not that big of a risk to take the natural on the low ground, especially after you go, like, 12 racks into 1-1-1.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if Bacon Slice maybe just isn't super familiar with the map then. Because normally that's
Which
like
is fair.
That's like a really far off natural expansion. He also may have been considering taking the third expansion out in the center of the map. By the way, guys, for those of you who don't know, Jungle Basin, the idea of this map is the map designer said, what if there was a map where you couldn't take a third expansion? And then they created Jungle Basin. Because this is your third expansion. It's out in the center of the map, in vision range of the Xel'Naga watchtowers. That's it. Like, that's the only place you can really take it. Unless you want to go all the way to the, like, corner of the map.
Yeah, that left side and right side bases are so far and away from everything else that you'd be doing. Now, Panda Bear Me, he can siege up on the far side of these rocks and get at least a couple of shots off on these Hellions.
Yeah, there's, amazingly enough, an auto turret over on the other side of that ridge. I don't know why there was an auto turret there, but...
Because the Raven ran into the missile turret, and it took, like, almost dead life, and so it almost, just murdered that Raven, so he was like, well, I might as well get something out of it.
That's fair. That's actually a pretty cute play, then. Well, unfortunately, it does get fended off, because Panda Bear Me has been playing StarCraft for quite a bit of time, is familiar with the map, and knows about those backdoor rocks. Planted that missile turret there well in advance.
Yep. And how does it feel to be finishing up your CCs as Panda Bear Me, knowing that your opponent is sitting on those orbitals? It's just like...
Well...
awful.
Honestly, right now, I don't think it's actually the biggest deal in the world. Because Panda Bear Me has so many more SCVs and command centers that once if he ever decides to take a third expansion, he's going to be feeling great about it.
He's got overkill for the just 2 bases that he's currently on.
Yeah.
But if he takes that third, I mean, he can just basically... Oh, he's actually getting Neo Steel frames.
The bunker upgrade. That's going to be very useful for the handful of Marines that he's made and is no longer remaking.
Yeah, he's learning from Kelazur, man.
Apparently, man, he watched those show matches of Kelazur versus Puck and was like, I want to do that!
He's like, yeah, man, I need that. Why would I not get Neo Steel frames?
Well,
but +1 mech art attack is on the way for Panda Bear Me.
Yep, those mech upgrades are actually pretty important in this matchup. Now, Panda Bear Me has finally established that third expansion, but Bacon Slice doing the same, and honestly, if Bacon... Huh?
Double planetary. Yeah,
oh, I didn't say anything about no planetaries!
Exactly. I was kind of wondering if he was just gonna planetary up basically everything, because it's like, you might as well.
Yeah, right?
You know, he wants the ability to, you know, just fly those command centers around the map. But at the third base location, throwing down planetary is totally a viable strategy.
Missile turret's now going up. Widowmine burrowing immediately, directly underneath the missile turret. Not the best location, but...
I love that SCV is still in the base.
Hey, you know what? You know what? This is a factory over here, like a mining operation, where they actually hire a lot of people who are colorblind. They're yellow-red colorblind.
Oh.
And they're just not too sure about it, man. Nothing's wrong.
I can't tell.
This guy is actually running the whole operation. He's seeded his way into the ranks.
Cracking his whip.
Oh, it's a rebellion!
Oh, he gets eliminated there. Bacon Slice, so cruel. But this line of missile turrets is actually pretty sick coming out from Panda Bear Me.
Well, he's not backing it up with his siege tanks, though. That's the problem, right? He needs to move his siege tanks in range to back these guys up, and Marines are going to be able to do a lot of damage, probably kill off almost all of the missile turrets before Panda Bear Me can actually defend them.
Why would you need anything on the ground to back up anti-air only base defenses? I don't even know what you're saying. Clutch supply depot on the right side of the map for Panda Bear Me. I'm digging that. I love the supply depot 15-minute on the right side of the map.
So these are actually really nice. I know we're joking about it, but they're actually really nice because if you look at Panda Bear Me's vision, with the Zelnaga watchtowers, once he actually takes both of these, he's gonna have a complete, like a 180, like a complete horizontal line of vision. Nothing can physically get past his vision line with those supply depots there, except for this small little area right here.
Yeah, but now that he's taken the second... Oh, okay. Well, if he actually takes both Zelnaga watchtowers, then yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's basically impossible. Which, of course, does force Bacon Slice to move right through the middle of the map, and it's like... Actually, does Bacon Slice have to move out? He's the one with the mules, so he doesn't have to worry about, oh no, my opponent got the faster third.
That just means he's gonna mine out faster, right?
Yeah, but he's gonna be able to make up for that income difference of Panda Bear Me taking the faster third.
Possibly. He may have a timing where he could hit where basically he's mined out and maxed out a little bit faster than Panda Bear Me, theoretically. But here's the thing.
Real timings for these players right now?
I mean, not really. It's not really a timing so much as it is an opportunity, a window of opportunity. But here's the thing. Panda Bear Me is a GM level Zerg player, regardless of having orbitals or not. He's actually macroing pretty much on par with his opponent. So both of these players, they're sitting around very similar supply. I don't know if that window of opportunity is really going to be available to Bacon Slice, but Panda Bear Me is actually taking this expansion on the right-hand side of the map.
Yeah, which I dig. He was trying to set up some stuff on the left side, but it got shut down by Bacon Slice. And you would kind of think, based on a little bit of a discussion we had earlier, that this game would be over pretty quick, right? I mean, this map was designed to not take a third, and now we've got players taking fourths. Yeah,
and by the way, hey, what's up to Lucifero in the chat, as well as Wolfeye ZZ. And Lucifero, yes, this is in fact breaking out. This is the next round of players. We're playing on the map Jungle Basin. This is the best proving ground to show that you're able to compete with the American best.
Exactly. Bacon Slice, I mean, he's right up there, that Platinum League play. But yeah, the excellent shots being fired in the chat.
All right. Well, it looks like this siege tank is gonna move in for Panda Bear Me. Takes out the missile. It was on an A move into the missile turret and immediately just got killed as soon as it killed off that missile turret.
Hey, you got the one. Oh my gosh!
What?
On the right side of the map, the Widow Mines. And since he doesn't have scans, I don't even know if he built Ravens. He should have at this point.
No, you stupid siege tanks! Get out of the way! No, how many kills? I don't see more than one kill on any of those though.
Yeah, it was just like transferring SCVs.
Transferring SCVs should have been the biggest, most stacked thing ever, though, right?
I don't think they were like heavily transferring. I think it was just a couple transferring at a time.
Oh, okay.
We do have 3 Thors moving over to the right side of the map, though. But
what?
5 siege. Man, what are you talking about? There's 3 Thors.
Oh my God! I thought you misspoke to say 4 Hellions on the left side of the map. Now the natural expansion of Panda Bear Me. But yeah, the Thors get cleaned up and. The Hellbats are going to be doing the real damage over here, man.
it's really important that Panda Bear Me doesn't have 80 plus workers on his I guess he's now actually going to be moving up to that 4-base, proper 4-base economy, but his main base is mined out, his natural is no longer effective, at least until these Hellbats get cleaned up, so he's definitely a bit oversaturated on the workers. I think he was just going a bit too hard, making up for the orbitals.
Oh. Hey, Cybert, real talk? Right now, Bacon Slice is leading up an army supply by about 30. I feel like this may be an opportunity for him to push in.
But it's one of those cases where mech, in terms of just positioning, it's like how many siege tanks do you have left around the map, you know, those sorts of things. How many siege tanks do you walk into your opponent's already sieged tanks?
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna get outmined if he just waits. Panda Bear Me has both. He has every single base on this map has been taken. It's 21 minutes in. And the map is eventually gonna mine out with Panda Bear Me having mined from 5 bases and Bacon Slice only having mine from 3. Just pure numbers, you can see that's going to cause problems.
Indeed, which is why it's very important that Bacon Slice chooses his area of attack very carefully, and that he doesn't just sacrifice units into Panda Bear Me.
I guess that's true.
He does have to kind of make the move. He's got to be the one in the relationship to make the first move. And, well, here come the Hellions on the right side of the map.
Oh, they're going to be going for the run-by onto the siege tanks. I guess they'll get on top of them. They should be able to actually kill off these siege tanks. Thanks to the,
of them. They may not get all of them.
There we go. Okay. Yes. Watch that. Hellbat. Oh, no. Whose transformation is faster? The Hellbat triumphs.
He got that last siege tank, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's important.
Yeah, dude. The Hellbat triumphed over there. Oh, Marines going in. Oh, this is less than ideal.
Less than ideal indeed, but I mean, at least he's got the scans, which means the air superiority of Panda Bear Me isn't going to be super great.
Oh, that's a really good point. Hunter Seeker missiles are going to go down though. That's going to be helpful. Oh, point defense drone as well, and actually Hunter Seeker missile gets a decent shot off.
Yeah, the Seeker missile's starting to thin things out a little bit there. There are Ravens on the side of Bacon Slice as well that he can bring in, but maybe if he's able to just leapfrog his siege tanks.
Oh man, he's actually going to be able to get some great shots off on Panda Bear Me's siege tanks, but here's my big concern right now, is that this is going to actually become an air superiority battle, but with Panda Bear Me having 5 base worth of gas versus Bacon Slice's 3 base worth of gas, I mean, you can see, yeah, Bacon Slice has a lot of minerals, but he does not have a lot of gas.
Yeah, no. The banks are kind of working in opposite, where Panda Bear Me has a surplus of gas, and the exact opposite for Bacon Slice, as you were talking about there. But Bacon Slice, he's been holed up in this position. He's kind of just been sacrificing units trying to make something happen, but it's all failing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Is Panda Bear Me about to siege up the mineral line of Bacon Slice?
From the low ground. And he's packing a lot of missile turrets as well. Panda Bear Me takes the game.
Very well played over there from both of those players. I think that Bacon Slice definitely had some good opportunities to do some nice damage in that game, and he actually did pretty well, honestly. Like, you have to remember, again, Panda Bear Me is a Grandmaster level player, so huge shout out to Panda Bear Me for playing in the series and dealing with my handicaps that I'm assigning him, but also huge shout out to Bacon Slice for also playing against a Grandmaster level player, even if he is off racing.
Yep. Platinum League versus GM, and even with the handicaps, no orbitals, off race, Panda Bear Me was able to take it. And I think that's going to have to do it for me for tonight.
That's totally fair, man. Guys, be sure to check out Cybert at OneCyber. If this was anything other than a chill stream, I would probably have like little text that said at OneCybert on his overlay on his screen, but I don't. So just go type in twitter.com/OneCybert. Because there's only one of him. There's actually no other Cybert. In fact, go to twitter.com/Cybert. Tell him he doesn't exist. And then follow at OneCybert. And follow Cybert as well.
This is the worst set of like promo shout out.
I'm gonna get you banned from Twitter. This Cybert guy is gonna be like, dude, this guy keeps harassing me. He keeps telling people like follow me and tweet at me.
He's harassing me with all of these people. But at any rate, that will do it for me. Of course, thank you very much, Fear Dragon, for having me on for this fun,
man.
chill stream. I enjoyed the games, even though we just did have a bit of a laugh. It was a good time.
I had a blast actually casting with you, so thank you so much, dude. And
those AI games in the beginning.
oh my god, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna make a series off of that. I'm actually not joking. This is going to be a YouTube series.
It could be like your Bronze League heroes.
This is gonna be that's gonna be my Bronze League heroes.
It's like we know that this is terrible play. That's why we're doing it.
Okay, but seriously, like real talk, we didn't get to see it necessarily in that game, but the AIs actually do some of the most insanely cool shit. And by cool, I mean really dumb.
Cool. Yeah, exactly.
And like really dumb, but like they'll like move a queen out halfway down the map to transfuse an overlord that's getting attacked by like early scouting marines, and then they'll like transfuse it and then just start walking back, and the marines will retreat because they're like, oh no, it's a queen, and the overlord will survive because it got transfused. And there's like the Zerg players with like missing injects and everything. AIs are beautiful. Okay,
they are. Well, I think I'm going to get on out of here. I don't know if you're going to keep the stream running, but...
Well, I think, guys, that Cyber's going to be taking off, so be sure to follow him on Cyber. Sorry, we've done, like, your outro, like, 7 times.
I know, I keep trying to... And
okay.
Then I thought with that speech you were giving, you were actually going to be like, oh, okay, that's it, it's over. But, goodbye.
Alright, take it easy, man. Oh my god, there's 2 of me! Who is this imposter? Who is this guy? Okay, he's gone. Anyways, guys, I think I'm trying to decide what to do now. If there's any interest in any more games, we can do that. But otherwise, I think I might just do one more AI versus AI game for the heck of it. And then I'll probably go host somebody who is an up-and-coming player in the North American scene or something like that. Or maybe just an up-and-coming streamer. Because we actually have built up like 20 viewers, which is kind of awesome. So thank you guys, everyone that's tuning in. I'll actually just like, because this is the thing, I finally got Twitch partnership, and I'm really excited about that. It's like really freaking awesome. I'm so thankful to everyone that's actually tuned in for like breaking out, breaking invitational, etc. But that does mean I get encoding options. It means I have a subscriber button now. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with the subscriber button. That's still like, I haven't really decided. I think that I might do something like, subscribers can submit to me a game that I'll cast. I'll always like cast that game. Something like that. I may do something more with it. I don't know if anyone would be interested in like subscriber games or like arcade games with me. To be entirely honest, I think that sounds pretty boring. Like, I don't know why we want to play StarCraft with me. But yeah, beyond that, I'm trying to think what else. I do have commercials. Actually, guys, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm still also deciding like whether I'm even gonna be playing commercials. It doesn't really make sense to me to play commercials, because I don't think I don't really get the viewer counts to really have it make sense. And I kind of really like having commercial-free streams. So I might just make all of my kind of streaming income based off of subscribers. But just this once, I'm gonna run a 30-second commercial just so I see what it's kind of like. And I can do some math with it. So we're gonna do a 30-second commercial, guys. I'm so sorry. Are you guys ready? Alright. I'm gonna run it in like 10 seconds. But I don't even know if it's gonna be played immediately or what. Alright. 30-second commercials running for those who don't have Twitch Turbo. Like Wolfeye ZZ in the chat, who's amazing, because he has Twitch Turbo. Okay, somebody say something in the chat when the ads are... Oh, wait. If you're watching the ad right now, then you won't be able to hear me. Oh, actually, it shows me a last commercial at such and such time button. That's actually kind of cool. It tells me it was X number of seconds ago. Okay, ad is now over. So you guys should actually be able to hear what I'm saying now. So big shout out to Envidville KTR. Oh my god, that was actually a very complex name, sir. Thank you so much for tuning in, and much love to all the In Control mods. I know a good number of them. I do actually watch In Control stream quite a bit, especially I watch it at work. Actually, I just like listen to him talk, and I'm like, wow, that's actually, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I'll have like the video going and like a little mobile thing, but yeah, I'm gonna cast one more AI versus AI game, guys. Thank you so much for sitting through that ad. Let's see. Alright, first person to pop a name of a map, your favorite map, your least favorite map, whatever. I'm gonna go with that map for this next game. So tell me in the chat, what map can you think of? Any map, any map. It could be like an 8-player map. It could be like an island map. It could be a totally standard map. But let's be honest, we want to see fun map. It could be a, well, okay, it can't be an arcade map, because I don't think the AIs will actually play StarCraft with you. Steps of War. All right. Thank you, Twitchy Stabby Dead. Twitchy Stabby by Dead. Good to have you, by the way. And hey, what's up, Discord? Discord SC. Priest Jimbo. Oh my god, everyone's suddenly talking. In Control paused a match, wants to ban somebody. That is pretty awesome. Alright, but Steps of War is going to be the map. And, what kind of game do you guys want to see, okay? So we have a couple options. I'm going to go ahead and bring it to the in-game screen really quickly. Alright? Because you'll see as I make myself ref, add in these AIs. Right? So we're going to have them on Elite, right? But we can pick the races. But once we pick races, we have access to, like, all of these builds. We can do, like, Marine Sim timings, Cloak Banshee timings, M&M. We can do Hellion Siege Tank, Thor Battle Cruiser. I mean, come on. It even gives little descriptions. You can do, if it just says random, you don't have those options though. So I want to hear you guys from the chat. All right. What races do you guys want to see? All right. Just shout out the matchups. Actually, that'll be. So okay. Actually, yes. Don't do the matchups. Shout out what race you want to see for the player or the AIs. And I'll just pick based on, like, I'll kind of eyeball it and see what race seems to be the most voted for. Alright, so we got a Terran from Envid. We got PVT, so PVZ. So far it looks like Protoss versus Terran may be the thing that we watch. Protoss versus Zerg. Lucifero, you can't bias the results by just typing in PVZ repeatedly. That's cheating, man. I can't eyeball it then. Because then I have to be like, oh, well, this person already sent that message before, so I can't count that one twice. Pure randomness says Wolf Eye ZZ. Oh man. I'm liking the PVZ actually right now, and I also like what Graphis is saying. He's saying that we've had a lot of Terrans, and we've had, yeah, just a lot of Terrans. Let's do some PVZ. All right. PVZ. Now, I'm going to show you guys what builds we have available. Alright, here's the list. So we have Warpgate, Stalker Robo, timing, Blink Stalker timing, Dark Templar timing. Basically we have a bunch of, okay, let's do it like this, right? You guys tell me, do you want to pick a timing, an aggressive build, or an economic build? Because that seems to be the distributions. Timings are, I guess, like, you'll expand but also do an attack, and it'll be like, oh, when Warpgate finishes up, but probably like a 4-gate or something. Aggressive builds are like, I'm gonna all in you with like 7-gate or like Colossus, Gateway, Air. Oh, Gateway, Air sounds cool. And the economic is like, I'm gonna play an economic game. So do that for both of these computers. We'll have them play out the separate things. So I'll ask you guys which one you want to see for each. So we'll start with Protoss. What do you guys want to see? You got an economic from Envid. Both economic. Actually, you know what? I like both. Okay, I know I haven't waited for everybody to vote, but I'm sorry, guys. Let's do both economic because it's Steps of War, right? Steps of War, both economic. Okay, I'm gonna randomly select economic for one of these three. All right, I don't know what it is. All right. I'm not looking. I see that it says economic, and we're just gonna go with it now, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do this. Steps of War, the game has begun to load. It hasn't begun. I'm sorry. I don't know where I was going with that. It's like the game is load. No, it hasn't. We just get to kill some extra time. But by the way, guys, shout out to Husky by the Geek. You can see that his name is down there on the overlay. YouTube.com/Husky by the Geek. He's like where I play most of my music is from. But let's go ahead and jump in and introduce players. Check out Husky by the Geek. Got Husky by the Geek though. There's no though in the name though. It's just Husky by the Geek. Alright, spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Zerg player representing Incredible Miracle Star-Tailed Kespa and Gem. It is this Artificial Intelligence #1 Elite. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of the map as the red Protoss player representing Foreign Hopes everywhere. We're gonna just call this AI is the Foreign Hope right now. It is AI #2 Elite. We've established our storylines. This player right here, he is the Foreign Hope. He grew up in a rough household. Oh man, his parents just weren't very supportive of him playing StarCraft, but he kept playing. He kept waking up at 2:30 in the morning to play against the Koreans, and he kept practicing. He was in a world of foreigners who they weren't quite able to defeat those beastly Korean Protoss Zergs and Terrans. And man, he tried and he tried, and he eventually became the next Naniwa, the next Tuck, the next Protoss player that is dominating Koreans just because Protoss is imbalanced as hell. At least that's the story we're going to go with for his backstory. And the backstory for this Zerg player down here in the bottom left-hand corner is that this is the Korean player. This is the Innovation MC, the Nesties. This is everybody you've ever wanted to see play in those GSL finals. He is a macro machine. And even though I don't actually believe this of Korean players, he is the faceless Korean. He is unfeeling, untouched. He is like the big Russian villain from Rocky, who's basically just a badass in steroids, and that's all. That was his entire personality. He was a badass in steroids, and he wanted to fight. That is what this AI over here, the Zerg AI, the evil AI, some say he was an experiment. Others say he was just an alien built with no emotions. But all agree he is a beast at StarCraft. Extractor going down, both of these players deciding to play it out economically on the map Steps of War. Who would have thought? Who would have thought based on the fact that we did voting in the chat to see what they were going to do? And shout out to RatGod123. Nice to have you in the chat, man. Nice to have you joining us. But alright. AI Elite, I'm just going to call them 1 and 2. Well, I guess I can call it Protoss and Zerg. Protoss gets the scout off in the main base. Sees, okay, you have a hatchery here and a natural expansion. I didn't need to see the Gas Geyser. By the way, guys, these are not cheating AIs. StarCraft Wings of Liberty had cheating AIs. All AIs basically cheated past medium difficulty. But now, they actually have specific AIs you can set that have cheating, vision, and economic advantages. But then there's also just AIs that are good, and these are just the AIs that are good, and good is a very relative term. But this probe, he says, oh, wait a second, I didn't scout the gas guy. Oh, there's a queen over there. Never mind. Oh, there's Zerglings over here. So basically this probe got vision off to say, okay, my opponent expanded. That's awesome. Needs to actually, which really did need to find out about the fact that this 2 gas guys is going to end a roach war, and oh my god, maybe this isn't an economic play out of our Zerg player. What on earth is he doing? Well, let's take a look at what the Protoss players are doing. He's gone for the early Nexus. It's not a Nexus first by any means, but it was a 1-gate expand, so this is by and far like a very much a economic play. This is actually a pretty typical Protoss build. The only thing that he's kind of lacking right now is that Mothership Core building. Normally you would want to get out that Mothership Core very, very early, but I guess instead he's gotten up a Zeld Stalker combination. This is great for gateway aggression, especially on a map that is so small that you can actually just be at your opponent's base immediately. So we're going to see the AI2 not do that. Logic. Roach is now going to be popping out for AI Elite number 1, the unfeeling Zerg player. He's going to be just pumping out the units. He doesn't care whether you want to play a macro game. He just wants to win. He just wants the prize money. The prize money being nothing. I guess AIs, would an AI care about money? Do AIs dream of electric currency? Only the AIs will ever know. If we ever... Do you know what money is? Can you even feel happiness from money? No response. I'm gonna assume that's a no. Stalker is gonna be made for AI Elite number 1, and that's gonna be, or sorry, number 2. The red Protoss, the Foreign Hope. Is it actually gonna be enough though? I'm not entirely sure. Roaches, they're not actually in that large of numbers, so I think this is going to be more than enough. He's actually going to be able to defend against anything, but Infestation Pit is finally being dropped down. So far, this Infestor play had better... I assume Infestors? I don't think that there was a Swarm Host economic play available for the AIs. I didn't at least see one. Oh my god, can you imagine if the AIs had a Swarm Host play? I was like, well, I feel like playing against the AIs, and you know, I think that I just want to have a really, really long game. So I'm gonna make them make Swarm Host. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. So I'm assuming that this has got to be Infestors. So this Infestor play better work out well. I guess you could stop Blink Micro, and I mean, Infestors against Stalkers, it's not actually too terrible. It really can work out pretty well. So we'll see if it ends up working out, but oh, Robotics Facility. Double Robo coming out from our AI Elite number 2. Our Foreign Hope, and honestly, our Foreign Hope is looking a lot better right now than our Zerg enemy. I guess he's the enemy. I know that there are probably a lot of Zerg players out there that are like, oh no, I'm rooting for the Zerg player. No, today, we root for the Foreigner. Infestor's going to be coming out for our evil Zerg player. He really needs to take a 3rd expansion though, right? Like, this has got to be a thing. He's actually doing a good job scanning around for proxy pylons. I have to assume he's scattered along all of this top left-hand side. He hasn't actually scattered on this bottom side, though. May actually decide to do so with the Zergling at some point. Man, I actually really like how diligent the AI are with scouting. Except they actually leave a ton of, like, these open areas where a pylon could totally be. If you were, like, a normal Protoss player, those are... Like, I definitely would have planted the pylon, like, right up here. And that Zergling did not scout exactly that location. Actually, I take it back. It looks like he did get vision of it. Oh, okay. So I guess he is pretty diligent with scouting. Regardless, Robotics Bay going to be going down for our Protoss player. And with double Robotics Facility out, he can start cranking out Colossus. Colossus is going to be a great tech choice against the Infestors. And he's actually getting up a pretty scary army. He's going to start wailing away at this these rocks just with one Zealot. He doesn't want to expand too fast. He doesn't want to be too crazy. Oh, mixing in a second Zealot. Maybe he's starting to feel some of that pressure. He's thinking, oh man, I don't know what my opponent is up to. He's barely scouted very often in this game, only just now scouting with that observer. He's thinking, oh man, if my opponent is expanded to a 3rd expansion, I could be behind. I better knock down these rocks in double time. Sorry, okay. I'll calm down, guys. Anyways, Infestors now out in numbers of 5. This is now enough to do a drop, a 4 Infestor hit squad drop, Destiny style, but also enough to leave a single Infestor at home to defend. Probe now moves in. He gets a scout off on the Zergans. I don't actually think the Probe saw the Infestors. But I guess it doesn't matter. The Observer does see the Infestation Pit, and because these are AIs, they're going to be like, oh my god, Infestors. I better prepare by not adapting at all. And just continuing to get up Colossus. Oh yeah. Only 3 gateways up, actually, for our red Protoss player, and he's actually building up quite a bit of a mineral bank. Gonna need to get up a couple more gateways if he wants to spend that money. I mean, double Robo Protoss, I mean, this is actually, like, not crazy to see, because you see this in, like, PvP, but this is not a, this is not a PvP, but you really do want more gateways, but you can actually spend a decent chunk of your money off of just double Colossus production consistently if you're chrono boosting them out. But we can see that right now he's not exactly on top of his macro. I'm starting to question how elite of a Protoss player this Protoss player really is. He's going full foreign on us right now, guys. A third expansion being taken finally. Of course, the Zerg player is also taking his third expansion. His or her. We're not going to be too judgmental about race right now. Or gender. Hydral's in the mix. I think this is going to be a good addition. If he just gets 5 of every unit in the game, he may be able to defend against, you know, a 4-gate. Eventually. If the 4-gate just doesn't come for a very long time. But, why were those roaches and hydrals down there? Were those roaches and hydrals scouting around? Man, these players are actually super on top of scouting. Or I should say, the Zerg player is super on top of scouting. He is always active with his Zergling out on the map. I guess that's what you do when you have... 100 APM. Damn. 200 APM average. Right now, he's on the low side. And of course, I actually do want to note... Average for the Protoss player, 147. I'm just saying, guys, Protoss just doesn't take as much skill, it just doesn't have the APM that other races need. Proven. Proven mathematically through the mathematics of AI. Blizzard, please fix. But, you know, this Zerg army, it's starting to actually get up there in supply. He's starting to get, like, a nice mix, actually. This is weirdly shaping up to be okay for our Zerg player. But here's the problem. The Protoss army is just so much better right now. It's just so much better. I mean, he has a decent number of these Zealots. He's getting up 1-1 upgrades. He's getting up +2 weapons. And I guess with Chrono Boost, he's been able to get it further ahead. He's also getting a Blink. He has 2 idle warp prisms that are going to be able to power some of these buildings if the pylons ever get taken out by Mutals. But here we end up seeing the big move out. Fungal growth actually going down on top of all these Zealots. The Zealots are actually going to act as a force field in and of themselves. Force fields going down on top of themselves. The AI not entirely sure what to do with these. He's going to throw down in a couple more just in case. And actually, this is going to be working out pretty well for the Colossus. The Colossus getting some great shots off on all these roaches. Oh my god, the Zerg army just got decimated. We can see over here. Oh my god, look at this APM! Ladies and gentlemen, APM from computers. Just a little bit too good. Music got disabled. But I don't really know how to pull up the ATM tab. It doesn't really matter right now because the Protoss player, he is pushing in. What is going to be able to be made? We have Corruptors on the way. The Spire is actually finished up. The Infestors are coming out. They do not have Pathogen Glands, though, so they can't actually lob at any Fungal Growths. One Fungal Growth goes down, but the Infestors, they get cleaned up. The Colossus raining down hell from above. These are the guys from the end of the world. Whatever that movie was. War of Worlds. War of Worlds. That was the movie. That was not a very good movie. But Tom Cruise is a cool actor. This Immortal now also raking up the kills. A single Changeling just deciding I might as well defect at this point. He's actually right-clicked on that Zealot. That's actually pretty cute. But I think with the natural expansion going down, this may very well end up being it for our AI Elite #1. Has our foreign Protoss Hope made it? Is he going to go to the GSL Finals? Will he be the first player in the GSL Finals? Probably not, because this is not the GSL semifinals, but by God, he played this out much better than his Zerg opponent, who decided to stick around on 2 base for 10 minutes, and eventually get up 4 or 5 Infestors, and then go into Roaches, and then go into Hydrals after he'd made about 5 Roaches. And after he'd made 5 Hydrals, he decided to start making 5 Corruptors. And if he just got 5 of everything, he would almost be about 50-60 supply away from being maxed out. And now at this point we can see that the Protoss AI decides it is now time to take the entire map. It looks like this is what it takes to actually decide to try and take expansions beyond your 3rd expansion for a Protoss player. But, you know, a pretty cool game over there. I did not expect that. Were those blinks necessary? I love how also the Protoss player didn't blink all of his stalkers. He blinked like 2 at a time. So he's trying to chase the drones like 2 at a time and just realize, never mind, it's not worth it. He like blinks forward, gets in range to actually attack this. He gets in range to attack the drones, and it's just like, okay, that's enough. I don't really know why you need to do that. Hydrals and Roaches now going for the counterattack, but there are actually 4 cannons over here, surprisingly enough. And if that wasn't enough, we now have how many Colossus? 6 Colossus out on the map, 3 with the army, 3 just back at home to defend against any composition whatsoever. These 3 Stalkers also going to knock down the rocks to try and, I guess, get an easier path to defend this 3rd. I don't even know anymore, ladies and gentlemen. If I could actually, if this was a replay, I could zoom this forward, but it's not. Actually, if this was an arcade map, I could like start landing down nukes on top of this Protoss army. Oh my god, the fungal growths are so good, but it doesn't matter. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it. Our Zerg Korean Protoss Zerg player, the AI, gonna be taken out, and Protoss once again, proven once again that Protoss is OP. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It has been an absolute delight to have you guys actually watch. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. We'll go ahead and read off that list because it's actually not that big of a list. Oh, it's actually a little bit bigger than I thought, but it's still not that big of a list. Big shout out to Cybert, who was casting with me earlier. Boisterous SC2, who's a fantastic StarCraft commentator, and actually, if you are, I will say, he's been actually on top of uploading YouTube casts, so go check out his channel at youtube.com/boisteroussc2. I'll tell you, if you would miss the days of Husky, when he used to upload a lot of StarCraft commentary, go check out Boisterous' channel, because it reminds me a lot of that. It's like that same sort of fun style of, let's not be super try-hard about StarCraft, let's just enjoy StarCraft for what it is, as a really awesome and fun game. Caesar, I went to actually college with him. Good to have you here, Max. Fosta, thank you for playing in the show matches, man, and good luck with Microgamers. GGSC, well played, or WP, well played. Nice to have you in here, man. I know I don't think I've seen you chatting at all, but still good to have you. Graphis Meg, also known as Bacon Slice, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for playing the show matches. We also have Lawgiver SC2, hasn't been chatting, but man, he's a good lawyer. If you guys have any problems, call him 1-800-Lawgiver-SC2. Lord Yama, nice to have you as well, and Lucifero, actually a commoner, not a common. I was trying to find a word to say like you're a common attendee of the Base Trade TV chat and also Tempo Starcraft's chat, but actually I just called you a commoner, so I'm sorry about that. But good to have you, man. Let's see. Microgamers ZTV, good to have you, Microgamers. We also have Priest Jimbo. I've been seeing you talking in the chat. Good to have you. RatGod123, you've been super active in the chat recently. Good to have you. Tanja84DK, I'm gonna come back to that one. Twitchy Stabby Death, I love your username, and good to have you, man. Warp Phoenix, I remember seeing you actually talking in the chat a little bit earlier. Good to have you as well. Wolf Eye ZZ, thank you for tuning in as well. And really quick story about Tanja 84DK. Okay, this guy, I gotta tell you, he's either a stalker or he's dead, okay? Because he's in my chat 24/7, I swear. Come into my chat at like 5 in the morning when I'm not like broadcasting or anything on like, I don't know, a Thursday night, or I guess actually it is it a Thursday? It is Thursday. It is a Thursday night, but like come back at like 5 in the morning. He will still be there. And he's also, I don't know if he's actually like viewing the stream, but he's always there. So I think that he's either stalking me or he's dead and he just left the stream on and nobody's found him. There's just somebody's paying his internet bills. I don't even know. Tanja84DK, my greatest follower. Fungal Growth could win this. Oh man. Yeah, thank you again, Twitchy Stabby. I'm happy to do my stuff if there's anyone to watch, and even if there's not anyone to watch, I just enjoy talking about AIs, fighting other AIs. But with that being said, guys, I don't want to drag this on for too long because I know we are starting to drop out on viewers who are saying, well, the stream is over. Well, that is true, but I'm going to be hosting somebody, so I hope you guys do decide to stick around. And actually, I will say I will host somebody because there are people who don't really want to like go through and click to people's channels, but I do actually recommend you just go check out their channel. I'll also post a link in the chat, and that is actually the best thing you could do is go to their channel and actually participate in their chat. I'm gonna host somebody who has like next to no viewers. I don't actually know whether like, I'm actually not even gonna know who they are. Not even necessarily gonna be like some big up and coming North American StarCraft 2 player. Just gonna be a person who has 0 viewers. Here we go. Here's a good one. I like this one, alright? Gold Protoss going for platinum. Alright? I'm sure a lot of you guys can appreciate gold, you know, Protoss players, or sorry, not Protoss, players who are trying to move it up in the ranks, so go ahead and give this guy some love. It's Ryan PRW. I'm gonna post it in the chat. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. We actually have, as far as I'm aware, unless somebody subscribed during this broadcast, we have Cav from Flipside Gaming. We have SWS from Psystorm Gaming, who's actually a player, not a manager like Cav. And we have Partoof, who's just freaking awesome. So thank you guys to all 3 of my subscribers. If you guys do want to subscribe, please feel free. But I'm still sort of deciding what I'm going to do with the actual subscriber button. I think that I'm probably going to be putting, if I get enough subscribers, I might start putting the money toward like a ladder, what is it? What should I call it? A ladder reward fund. So like top 3 players on the ladder, I'll just like send them money or something like that. Like, and you have to register with me to be entered in it. So something like that. I think that would just be for fun, you know. That, or I might just put it toward another tournament. I might put it toward breaking out. I'm still sort of deciding, but I might also do, for subscribers, just have them, like, be able to send me replays, and I'll be casting those, uploading those to YouTube, or casting them on live, etc. But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, just, guys do decide to follow the channel if you're not already, and go check out that person I linked. And I'll be hosting them if you didn't actually click on the link, but yeah, go check them out regardless. Have a wonderful night, ladies and gentlemen.